So wait, some NBA games have already been played, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're in the middle of playing
3/4 of the way through the season.
Why do we give a shit?
It's interesting. It's fascinating.
All right.
You can put us online. We're still going to
care
banter.
about coronavirus.
What he's not saying that he gives a shit about the NBA, just that, oh, holy shit, they canceled a sport's entire rest of the season.
Okay.
So I mean, could like the leaders in each division right now proclaim they are the champions of the season?
No.
I have a feeling they're going to finish the season at some point. Suspended does not mean canceled.
Hey.
Hey.
I mean, if everybody that got suspended in school, they would have dropped out of school.
Oh, man. I would totally drop out of school.
Hey, Internet, by the way.
Oh, hey, Internet.
Oh, hi. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
We were
Welcome
infatuated with
welcome to Corona Chat.
news. Corona chat.
Corona Chat.
Corona chat. I should tweet so people can hear this. There it is.
What?
That really took a turn.
I tweeted.
Could have just said I tweeted. I think I'm going to tweet. Okay, it's done.
Well, it was sitting there. I hadn't tweeted yet, and then I did it.
Okay, it's done now.
Man.
Yep.
Man.
Wow.
Man, indeed.
We made it.
Yep.
We did.
Yeah.
This is so weird. I mean,
What is so weird?
So
just
weird.
the coming together. It's like our 11th anniversary, and we're doing episode 500 on it, like today.
Yeah.
It's
It's all those things.
It's kind of nutty.
It is a little nutty.
I mean, technically, I guess we've been around a little longer than 3/11/09, but that's when the first episode dropped. So
It did.
Yes.
we did not exist before that. We
No.
did that
Which
one
we-
live.
Nobody knew.
Yeah, we recorded that one a couple times.
No.
Three, maybe? I don't
No,
know.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Didn't happen. Fake news.
God, that first episode's so bad.
Yeah, and the intro
It's
was 90 minutes.
So bad.
It's not that bad. Having listened to it recently, it's not that bad. It's pretty bad. It's not that bad.
I
It's-
appreciate
it's-
that you stopped your re-reviewing when you got to Robot Jocks. You're like, nope,
Yeah.
not going to do this.
Yeah. I didn't mean to stop. I just...
You should make that a Patreon
You
thing.
quit YouTube.
It was a Patreon thing.
Yeah, but then he quit YouTube.
And I quit.
Oh, we'll just do an audio version.
Oh, okay.
Chuck was like, I quit.
I quit.
I quit.
I quit. So, how many people in the chat? Bill.
Wow, what
Bill's
a
here.
difference.
Bill's here.
Hey, Bill.
Bill's here.
Welcome
Quick
to
on the draw.
episode.
He's got those notifications
Yeah.
enabled. You rang that bell, poke that badger,
Bill knows.
Fucked up that bell.
tickled the teapot. I don't know, whatever.
Tickled the teapot.
Yeah, we have 95 billion lumens now.
Bill likes the lights.
So many lumens. We're luminous.
It's 9,000 candle lights in
So I
here.
guess, I guess you
5,000
can literally
candles in the
tell the
wind.
difference, huh?
Oh yeah, it's bright as fuck.
Yeah.
I'm aware it's bright as fuck.
Man.
Bright as
I'm
fuck.
in here.
Shiny as shit.
It's bright as fuck.
Powder.
Oh,
So you
yeah,
didn't
you
get like colored LEDs?
It's
Can we
racist.
change these?
Nice, man.
Different hues. My God.
No, I can't afford
Oh, like
these.
Matthias Hughes? Or
I can't afford those.
Ooh, I like him. He's in movies.
he sure
What,
is.
do you want to get some gels for the light?
No, just get
No,
some
we just want some
programmable
LEDs.
LEDs.
We can program different colors.
Change it
nuts.
from
Yeah.
your phone.
Like
and
we should be
shit.
green for T-Rex.
Yeah.
Mm.
We should totally get some LED change color words. I'm going to
job.
do that
Yeah.
sentence in the front order now.
Ooh, I'm speak good
change you
front
will.
back
Strike
now.
that, reverse it.
I mean, I suppose we could probably like swap out one with a color changing one because we probably want some
Oh,
white.
God, I
left.
looked right at it.
Yeah, why are you doing that? I'm looking through it.
Oh,
Like the Beatles.
where did you go?
You know, we could probably get a light.
We could
Like
probably
there.
get a light.
Fuck off. we could probably get a light that we put over there. That would be some nice fill lighting because
You mean where the audience sits?
Yeah.
over there.
There's no more audiences now. The audiences have to stay away.
But
No,
the
they
audience-
can.
yeah,
they've
that-
always been able to join us because they're not
Yeah.
here
Yeah,
literally.
but
They're
the-
here figuratively.
I mean, the audience needs some space, man. 6 feet at
They
least.
have to bring their own space.
6 feet apart.
anyway, some
only
fill
we
lighting
can
from that direction would not be terrible because I see like I am well shaded by my chapeau, as is Mackie.
So what do you want, like classic 3-point lighting in here?
Yes.
Okay.
I just want.
I mean, we have
programmable
4-point
lights.
lighting, but it's all fucked up.
I want it purple.
Okay. No, I'm behind. Yeah. Get some backlights behind each of us and do this proper.
Well, I
Correct.
want to be backlit.
Correct, Bill. That's what we do.
We don't want it to be just backlit because that would be weird and we'd just be
Nah.
silhouettes.
Yeah, get some rim lighting on all of us.
Yeah, you can light my rim anytime.
Yeah, that's not my job.
Walked into that one.
Paul walkered into
Paul
that
Walkered into that one.
R.I.P.
one. R.I.P.
Big Paul
Rex.
Walker.
What if our tweet still exists?
I think we should tweet him again and ask.
Maybe it'll bring him back to life.
Yes.
I,
What could it hurt? Let's do it.
yeah.
You flex those powers. You're logged in. Do it. Bring back Paul Walker.
Okay. Stand by. Oh, that's not him. What was his Twitter account?
At Paul Walker. I don't know. At tuna salad sandwich. Whatever it was. Wasn't it a chicken salad? What do you want? Tuna salad sandwich?
It was a tuna melt or something.
Yeah.
So do we explain to Bill why we use a mixer instead of...
I was trying to write out the
Okay.
explanation. So
Paul Walker's still tweeting.
we didn't have...
Who is impersonating Paul What the fuck? All right.
I'm
Sorry.
We did not have a computer that we could have recorded to at the time. I mean, we could have put one together, but we started recording on a mixer, and then that mixer died, so we got a new mixer, and this one keeps running, so we keep using it.
Well, I mean,
It also runs all of our cameras.
the
No,
computer does.
The computer.
Yeah, the
yeah.
computer.
The
and
computer
we
is
would not
taxed.
want it to have to deal with
No.
inputting
I mean,
multiple streams
plus,
and all that shit.
I mean, no,
We
no-
could build a new high speed, low drag.
But the mixer does everything we need.
Yeah,
and
I was,
it's
yeah.
easy.
that's what I was about to say.
very
is, like,
simple.
You can get those like DACs and stuff, but then you've got 4 devices that can go bad instead of one that controls everything. Because these, I mean,
Well, you can get a DAC that's got 4 inputs. Like Behringer makes a nice one, but
but does it then split it into separate tracks onto the computer?
in Audacity, yeah.
Yeah. Well, see.
Yeah, I mean, you can do it. It's very easy to do, but this is what we have, and it works.
Yeah, we've had problems with it, but we've never had.
I mean, the other thing
a
is like
problem.
technically we could bring in like 3 more people and still have inputs.
Yeah.
Right.
Which could happen.
It could.
Yeah.
Could happen.
We've got a good mixer, so we're using it.
I
And
mean, 4 people if we disconnect the computer.
yeah,
Yeah, fuck that.
if it ups and dies one day, we already had a problem with like the power supply kicked it, but that was $20 to, you know, if it becomes a thing where we need to, replace that, we might look at using a DAC, but
Yes.
And yes, everyone gets a separate track.
yep.
Yeah, the reason why I like the Zoom products, and it's actually spelled Zoom like proper Zoom. They don't go all weird.
Oh, it's not. It's just not Exum.
it's
Oh, I
just
thought it was
XOOM
XOOM.
spells
Okay.
moon. But no, it's the reason I picked this one is like a lot of times you'll find a quote unquote 8-track or 16-track, and they're only 2 tracks simultaneous.
Yep.
This is one of the only ones I've ever seen that has 8 tracks with 8 separate XLRs.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
It wasn't super expensive though, was it?
No,
This
they're
is $300.
$300.
Yeah.
I mean, $350 I think is retail, but you can find it cheaper than that.
Yeah, it's a good mixer, and feel free to ask any questions. I guess, except for like
Yeah,
weird
I mean,
stuff.
now the main reason is, because the computer's USB is taxed beyond belief at this point.
Yeah, you already had to get like separate USB
Oh yeah,
cards.
each
for
one of these
each
cameras is on
camera.
a separate USB controller card. Because I mean,
Lots of bandwidth there.
well, because like stupid motherfuckers won't make a true USB 3 camera except for that expensive ass Logitech 4K one.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nobody's trying to run 5.
Well, they should be. I actually I looked into getting one of those. Oh fuck! It just went right in my head. It's a something caster.
Oh, it's the Rode Procaster
No.
or whatever.
There's it's a video mixer.
Video
thing.
mixer, yeah. There's
Well, I thought the Rode Podcaster was like just a mic.
It is.
Yeah.
sorry, the Procaster is
is that
the
what it
mic,
is?
but there's I think it's Rode makes that the video mixer, right?
Maybe.
Jesus
Sorry.
Christ.
Still
I
not,
know.
Not
It's
connected.
not bolted to the wall yet.
I have breaking news.
Break that news.
We are redeemed.
Oh.
The Twitter account we asked the question is not the real.
What?
We're not responsible.
We were hoodwinked?
We are not responsible.
Who was that? Did that person die? The fake one?
When's the last time they tweeted?
Yeah. Was the
it
last
about-
time fake Paul Walker said
They
anything?
deleted everything except the notification that Paul Walker had died.
Well,
But they were not Paul Walker?
No. There must not have been like an official Paul Walker Twitter account, so we were
No.
like, "That's his picture. Must be him."
So is there the real Paul Walker?
There is.
It is in fact real Paul Walker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At real Paul Walker.
Yeah, because that's where I went, and I was like,
So-
he's still tweeting. And then
So
I went to
who's impersonating Paul Walker now?
a team Paul Walker.
Team Paul Walker.
Yeah, team Paul Walker. I'm sure he
What-
has.
what's a Team Paul Walker?
They're just like he had foundations and stuff like that
Oh.
and things where.
Would
so-
it be insensitive to ask his team if he did the voice?
Hey,
I don't think they would know.
I don't think they would.
did
know.
Paul ever mention this to you before?
I mean, it would be easier to ask the director.
I mean, it's Stuart Raffle on Twitter.
probably.
Well, look it up. You're on the Twitter.
Okay,
Why do you want to kill Stuart Raffle?
we should probably do a podcast, and then I will look
These
into
are
that.
super important questions, and I need answered.
We got 2 likes on our Paul Walker tweet.
It's probably us.
Dear Paul Walker, our favorite movie is Tammy and the T-Rex.
Well, that was a lie.
Did you voice the T-Rex after your brain went into it?
That's a
Oh,
good
man.
tweet. I will stand by that tweet. That is a good tweet.
I mean, it
We had to clarify what your brain was in.
Not before. That could have been anybody.
it was a lot nicer tweet before he died like a week later.
He didn't die a week later.
It was pretty soon after, wasn't it?
Let's find out.
It was 2013 he died,
Was it?
right?
I don't know.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, because Furious 7 got delayed a long fucking time. It was late 2013 he died. It was like in
You're right.
It was
2
like
years
around
after.
Thanksgiving
What
because
the
I
fuck
was at
were we
my
so
relatives.
mad about?
Wait, it was 2 years after?
It was 2 years. It was literally 2 years after. More than 2 years after.
Easy, Chuck. Easy.
I'm excited. 2 years and 2 days after.
Okay. Well, also, we
Boom,
tweeted the
boom,
wrong person.
laka,
So, you
laka,
know,
laka,
whatever.
boom.
Yeah. So we only killed that impersonator.
Yeah.
Now I'm weirded out to know that his girlfriend is named Rebecca McBrain.
Say what?
So McBrain goes into McT-Rex and dinosaur.
McCarnage ensues.
Oh, we could just get a PCI.
Oh.
Just fucking direct PCI.
Oh, look
Oh,
at
you're-
USB interfaces.
We don't need to change anything. Everything's
No,
good.
we don't. But
We're good. We're all good here.
Yeah. Anyway, the thing I was talking about, the like proper thing to have video splitting, they start at like $4,000 or $5,000. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, never mind.
That's not.
the cheap one that's made for like podcasts is still like $1,000,
Yeah, whichever
and
one.
it only does like 2 or 3.
Yeah, I mean, it was something way back in the day. Was I still don't understand how these people had the kind of money they had. I mean, I guess the popularity was there, but like the fuck it, it's now like This Week in Tech, but they started as something else. Like basically all the former people from like Tech TV and stuff, like all their various podcasts, they had like live streaming equipment and lots of money somehow.
Yeah.
But they're always like, yeah, this thing's great. You just like feed it like USB, S video, whatever connector. Like it had all kinds of inputs and just split off in video and stuff.
Right.
It's like, this sounds awesome, but it should be.
We should probably get going here.
All right.
Man. I kind of wish you had done all the alumni stuff. But I'll just list the names. I'm not going to say what they were in.
I mean, everyone that's in this is a BMFcast.
Yeah. It's,
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's a lot of people who are in a lot of other
Oh,
shit.
sure.
Oh,
Well,
yeah,
I mean,
I
Stuart
just-
Raffle did Mac and Me and Ice Pirates, and
Yeah.
we haven't done Mannequin 2, but he did that.
Mannequin
Yeah.
2 is bad.
Oh, come on,
Mannequin
Chuck.
2 is bad.
Nah, it's-
Mannequin is great.
It's, wow, it's not.
Mannequin.
You don't like Mannequin?
Mannequin's super duper. Get out.
Yeah, there's there's
He's
a
not the best Skywalker.
Behringer 4 input that is 178. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah, but then we're still going into a computer, and then it's a lot.
I know. I'm just
Well, it's a lot of hassle then to get the files to Chuck and blah blah blah, and I hand him an SD card and blah blah blah.
yeah. I mean, you
Off we
just
go.
click and drag into Dropbox.
All right.
Yeah, and wait an hour after I want to shut the computer down for that.
Yeah, never shut a computer down. Why would you shut a computer down? Idiot.
There are a myriad of reasons.
All right,
Anyway, dinosaurs.
dinosaurs.
Dino.
What episode is this again?
499.5.
Cool. All right, got it.
420. 69.
Blaze it. All right, and welcome to the BMFcast.
Hey,
BMFcast.
Oh,
You thought we were gone, but we're back, bitches.
They pulled us back in.
wow.
Well, he calls people motherfuckers after every single sign-off.
Well, yeah, but that's
Almost.
charming.
Is it?
Right.
You just can't call people bitches.
Sure you can.
Yeah, I'm calling everyone bitches. Like, it's non-gender based.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Like science, bitch. Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And guess what? This is where I normally tell you what we do, but this is episode 500, motherfuckers. I'm starting right
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is big.
Yeah.
Why are you swearing at them?
This is
The
important.
season 2 is grim and gritty reboot.
Yeah.
Are we
Fuckface.
Did we get picked up by HBO?
We
Is
did.
there going to be butt sex now?
We did. The networks canceled us because we said the F word too many times.
Floppy dogs.
Oh,
Floppy
good.
dogs.
Floppy
I love
dogs.
floppy dogs.
Fantastic.
Dongs.
Floppy
dongs,
dogs.
dongs.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never erected dogs.
Floppy dog.
That
We
wasn't
have
in my
standards
contract.
here.
Too late. Whip it out.
Anyway, if somehow you're joining us on episode 500, let me go ahead and tell you what we're going to do for season 2.
Season 2 is here.
Yeah, season 2 is upon us.
We're rebooting,
yeah,
right?
it's a grim and gritty reboot. Yeah, where we swear a lot more. Somehow, I don't know. How
So we're only going to
to.
watch.
I don't know how that's
I don't know how it's
possible.
possible.
We're only going to watch 4K Gore restorations
That's
of
correct.
movies that
Yes.
we've done before.
Each and every week, we will watch a 4K Gore restoration of movies that we've already done before, and then we'll come in here and talk about it for the first half. Then they're going to
wow.
get ratings. Enjoyable bad movies. They get 1-5 Jocks and Robot Jocks.
Yes.
Hey,
Yeah.
those are
Robot
good
Jocks.
ones.
Why didn't we watch
And-
Robot Jocks?
Man, we thought about it.
We like it too much.
Yeah, but see, there are bad movies. This is stay away. They get a negative sliding scale, 1 to 5 bags. It's in giant bags of trash.
Garbage.
Yeah,
Boo. Blech.
yeah.
Ugh.
Man, can you believe that it's been however many episodes since we decided on those rating systems?
It's been a few.
A couple.
Yeah, 1 or 2. But yeah, we are recovering a movie sort of that we've done before. Episode 103, way back when. We did Tammy and the T-Rex.
Back in season 1.
Before anyone else had heard of it. And
Hashtag BMFcast did it first.
yeah, hashtag yeah.
We were like, what's this crazy movie? We're watching dinosaur movies.
Yeah.
Here's a dinosaur
Look,
movie.
I'm
like
pretty
them.
sure it was a listener recommendation.
Probably
We
was,
like
yeah.
them Fast and Furious. This has got Paul Walker. in
Yeah,
it.
Paul Walker.
Denise
Yeah.
Richards. We like Starship Troopers.
Yeah. And Denise Richards.
Yeah. But yeah, but now I'm sure, as you know, now we are the last to cover it. The R-rated Gore cut, or whatever you want to call it, the
Gore cut.
restored 4K version is out there, and we've been saving it.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We've had this for a while. But yeah, it did the convention circuit, played some festivals, and then came out on disc, and everyone watched it. And now here we are, 2 months later, also watching it.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
we watched it first.
Now we're in also ran.
Nah, we did it first.
Never.
Do I need to read a plot summary for a movie we've done before?
Yes.
Just to remind the audience,
Okay.
in case they weren't here 9 years ago.
An evil scientist implants the brain of Michael, a murdered high school student, into a Tyrannosaurus. He escapes, wreaks havoc, vengeance on his... I wanted to say havoc, but it says vengeance. He wreaks vengeance on his high school tormentors and is reunited with his sweetheart, Tammy.
That's Tanny.
Tanny.
Yeah, this cut, even in the title credits, names her Tanny.
It's Tanny and the Teenage T-Rex.
Yes.
Which is just terrible.
Yep. And then it's, yeah. But let's go over some alums.
Oh, there are a lot of
Everyone.
Everyone-
Literally everyone is banned.
They were all in episode
But
103.
yeah, directed by Stuart Raffle, who also did Mac and Me and The Ice Pirates.
Yeah.
We liked both of those, right?
I don't think you like the Ice Pirates
I
at all.
didn't see Mac and Me.
I didn't like revisiting the Ice Pirates.
I still like
I
Ice
was the sad one.
Oh, you're the
Yeah,
sad one?
I was
Sorry.
the sad one.
I still like Ice Pirates.
Okay.
Yeah. Denise Richards of Altitude. You ever seen Altitude, Chuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember. I have no idea what happened.
Dolph was in that,
Right. Dolph was in
but
that.
he did not share any scenes with anyone else in the movie.
No,
if
they
I
put him in the
remember
cockpit
correctly.
and he just sat there.
Yeah. Paul Walker,
yeah,
of
that
course, of Tammy and the T-Rex.
Right. Yes.
And he might have been in a movie series we get some enjoyment out of.
a little bit.
We might have done a spoiler cast on one of them. Can't remember which one.
Meet the
Actually, I know,
Beatles.
but
Yeah. Meet the Deedles.
yes. Also, you've got John Franklin and
Yes.
Sean Whalen,
Uh-huh.
both of Python.
All right.
Neither played Kenny the Closer, which is probably why you've forgotten their characters.
Yeah.
But Sean Whalen, most people remember
Aaron Burr.
as the Aaron Burr guy in the peanut butter ad.
Yep. George Buttflower of way too many movies to even bother
Butt
mentioning.
flower.
Buttflower, yes, George Buttflower. Buttflower. Terry Kaiser of Weekend at Bernie's 2.
Yes.
And the extra movie, Weekend at Bernie's.
Wasn't he also? Wasn't he? No. I'm sorry. I was.
He was
in the
also
first
in,
one?
and he was also
Wild.
in Side Out.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Forgot about Side Out, did you?
I was about to misattribute him to being in Chopping Mall, but that's the most interesting.
That's the most interesting.
No,
man.
yes.
different
Yeah.
character actor
Yes.
guy.
Yes.
Yeah. So, and then the rest of them were also in the regular PG-13 cut
The
of
inferior
Tammy and
cut.
the T-Rex. Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Well,
I kind of want. I really want to go back and watch the PG-13 cut.
It's on this disc as
It
well.
is.
so.
It is.
This
Yeah.
is an interesting experiment for
Yeah,
us.
I was going to say, I feel like first off, we need to have a little bit of a caveat. None of us has rewatched the PG-13 cut, and none of us has re-listened to episode 103.
Nope.
No.
Correct.
So, jokes
All we
may-
know is our ratings from our spreadsheet.
Yeah.
That's all we know.
Jokes may be resaid. We may be making observations. We may be asking the same questions. It has been a long, long ass
It's been
time
a
since
Yes.
103.
It is mostly obvious what the new stuff is in this cut. Anytime there's
Oh,
violence
yeah.
or language, obviously is exclusive to this. But there are some moments where it's like, did that joke make it into the PG-13 version? I don't
Probably
know.
not.
And also, because like every character dies a horribly violent death, you
How
kind
did they get rid of the characters in the regular version?
exactly like how did those characters leave? Because there is no like, well, this shot's kind of okay. You can use that.
There's
No.
probably a different shot.
Well, I mean,
Maybe.
like, okay, so there are multiple ways he dispatches people, including like biting heads off, stepping on people, and things like that. And I'm wondering if it was just like cut away to extra bonus reaction shots, perhaps.
Maybe.
Because I mean, this
Likely.
could have been one of those things where they advertise there's 10 more extra minutes of gore and stuff, but it could be like, I mean, granted, there's more time in like the Brazil long cut version of it,
Yeah.
but it's also a completely different movie with
Right.
completely different takes. It's
Right.
like, yeah, it's 45 minutes longer, but it's also a completely different movie.
Yes.
You know, so like this could be a case of that, of like, man, there's a lot that got changed, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, movie censorship. Censorship.
Censorship.
Movie censorship. It's your website. Movie censorship. It doesn't even like compare them.
Yeah.
It's almost just like, here's everything new.
Okay.
But it doesn't, because normally they'll have like, all right, in this version it's this, and I guess they didn't get enough in detail.
I kind of want to play them side by side.
Yeah.
And just see like, oh wait, what's happening
Yeah,
here?
I mean it's a
Yeah,
lot of
pause
like,
for gore.
Yeah.
you know, the first entire page is just swearing.
Okay.
Like, all right, this scene they don't swear.
Yeah.
That scene they don't swear. But
There's a lot of swearing in this version.
yeah,
A lot of swearing.
Well, there's
It
one
makes
scene in
more
particular
sense.
where the bad guy is just like, "You fucking fucker, fuck." It's like,
Yeah.
whoa, what? Like, what are you, the BMFcast?
Yeah. This isn't season 2 yet.
yeah, it's weird because we barely remembered anything from the first movie. There's a couple shots that as soon as they came up, I'm like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Yep.
But otherwise, it was almost a new experience.
There's huge
I mean,
chunks of
considering
this
it's
I have
been
no memory of.
397 episodes, which
Yeah.
you know,
Well, let's
what
start-
year was that? 2011 we
Yes.
watched it. So,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
November 2011.
so 8.5 years ago.
It was during Triple Rex 2 State of the Union.
So while we
Oh my
broke it-
God,
was it
that is a
really?
great theme.
It was, yeah.
Triple Rex. That's
All the movies had Rex in the title.
It's not bad.
And 2 of them
Rex
sucked
2.
ass.
And we called it State of the Union. Just it's so good.
Yeah,
sometimes I'm proud of us. For the,
Sometimes
I'm
we're
actually-
clever. I mean,
I'm proud of us for the stupidest shit.
well, we were all
The
sitting
stupider our shit, the prouder I am.
That's all we're
like
good at.
like before. Well, actually, just as the movie was starting, we were already like pitching episode titles and intros and things like that. And they were like, "Everybody, Paul Walker the dinosaur," and we were like, "Oh man, that's gotta be the episode title." That's not the episode title before.
No.
It was the intro.
It was, yeah. So
we can't be clever anymore.
we
Nope.
retreaded the intro
Yeah.
too.
Yep.
Yeah, we suck.
we only have one set of jokes.
But yeah, I guess we should kind of sort of recap the plot because we've done it before, but we'll do it again.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opening scene. It's at school, and I mean, I'm saying it opens with Tammy and Paul Walker's Michael meeting, and then her just kind of being like, "Oh, hey, you're dreaming," because she's doing a dance routine to something that I don't think we declared the first time, basically a Stargrovey ass song.
Yeah.
And it's not the kind of like it's like this cock rocking song that you would not have high school cheerleaders dancing to in a practice probably.
probably
It's just like, let's maybe not steer them towards the strip club
But
with the music choices.
I will say this town and this high school are weird.
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Like
yes.
super like commit crimes, man. Who cares?
Yeah, because she's when he walks in, being all dreamboaty Paul Walker, she's like, ooh, and starts staring at him, and then and then practice is over, and the way they're staring at each other, it seems like they've never met, but she walks over like, hey, kiss, and it's like, okay, they know each other, and I guess previously in a scene that we didn't even see, he'd given her a golden flower, because she pulls it out of her, or did not shower, flower.
This really is the R-rated cut. Man, that's a hell of an opening scene.
Flower. Chuck.
Sorry.
But did he hand that to her in the practice? Because I don't
No,
remember seeing
No,
it.
she just
she
had
later
it.
She had it in
says
his bag,
that
and she just-
he can't keep giving her gifts.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. She pulls it out of his bag and like, I can't take this. And he's like, why? And you're like, you know why? Because he's going to hurt you.
'Cause
I'm
he's
not
gonna
afraid of him.
Murder you.
And then,
Billy.
Yeah, pretty much just right on cue, Billy and his punk show up. And it's just like, hey, get away from my girl.
Yeah.
And
Man, they shove each other hard like
God.
6 times in a row.
But this is such a 90s guy thing where it's like, no, she's mine. Even though the girl's like, I hate you. I never want to be
do with
around you
Yeah.
ever again.
I want to date this man.
But yeah, and they get in a full-on like fist fight that turns into a wrestling match.
They get into a fight that would kill ordinary people.
Yeah, because like Paul Walker gets like a modified Irish whip on the one dude, and then he just gets him down to the ground and starts going full-on elbow drops.
Billy's giving him the old Randy Savage.
Yeah, and then somehow I believe Paul Walker gains the upper hand again, and then Billy's retort while he's on the ground is basically like to grab him in the junk.
Yes.
And squeeze.
Yes.
Charles Bronson style.
And Paul Walker's response to that is to grab Billy by the junk. And so they're both just gripping each other's junk. And
Screaming.
they do this for minutes.
Until the cops show up.
Cops show up and they're like, all right, break the hold.
Yeah.
Count to 5.
And the one guy says they're in a testicular standoff.
Yeah, but they do a countdown and say they're going to break, and then neither of them breaks. And then they kind of just eventually slap their hands away, to which Billy's just like, oh, dear God, my dick. And Paul Walker's just like stands up like, ha! And everyone's like, dude, what the hell? Do you not have a dick?
The
And he's
cop's like, you don't have any balls, son?
And he's just like, I'm wearing a cut.
Where'd it go?
Where'd it cut?
Which is kind of weird
dumbass-
because he
Yeah,
reacted
this-
the first time.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
like, oh, dear God. But no.
To which Billy, as being dragged away by the cops, threatens to murder Paul Walker
About 20
multiple
times.
20 times in a row.
Yeah.
Multiple felonies committed, but the cops are just like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah. What are you going to do in Crime City?
Nothing goes in. Oh,
This
old,
is the
old Crime
this
City.
is the old Crime City, yes.
This
makes a lot of
This is
sense
why
now.
they sealed off the city and made it Crime City.
Yeah. It took them 26 years to get to New Crime City.
Yeah. Yeah. But
And then hard cut to like it's like a color out of space all of a sudden because it's just like mystical color lights and we're like, what is happening?
Yeah, are we on Mars?
And then it's introducing Terry Kaiser and his band of evil hooligans.
he has a gang of goofy criminals, and
He's got this like warehouse laboratory thing where he's got the animatronic T-Rex, because that's the other thing that should be noted about this is the T-Rex is animatronic in
Except-
real life
yeah.
and also in the movie.
yeah, it's a robot
Except
T-Rex.
for the legs.
Okay. What?
Well, yeah, the legs are just
the legs
dude-
do not animate. They're
yeah,
just
no,
glued
no,
to the
yeah,
ground.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So let's talk about that now.
Sure.
That T-Rex is the reason this movie got made because they had access to somebody's animatronic T-Rex.
as it was being moved from like one amusement site to another or something
Yes.
like that.
Yep.
It was being moved to Texas or something, and
Yep.
he was like, hey, give me 2 weeks. I can make a movie with that thing.
And then just came up with it on the fly, basically.
Then he did. Yep. So the
And
plot
certain
that he
scenes-
came up with.
Yeah, certain scenes have that feel like we haven't rehearsed any of this.
Yeah, it's
we
just
probably
go.
haven't even written it.
Yeah,
it's
go.
just like here's point A. The scene needs to end at point B. Just do something.
So the crux of this entire movie is that Bernie wants to put a consciousness into this robot dinosaur.
Yeah, because it's
And then
currently
profit?
currently it's being run by a nerdy scientist dude
Yes.
who's the Children of the Corn kid, basically. And
Oh, of Python.
Yes.
and he's just like, well, it'll be so much better when you're not in charge, when it won't have stupid computers and stuff. We just have to find a brain and
Yeah.
and we'll profit.
Yes.
But
That's the whole plan.
the rest of his crew has to be described because it's Bernie,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's got Helga, who is a constantly inappropriately dressed porn star nurse.
She's just tits out for Bernie.
It is.
Man.
It is implied
That's
that
a campaign slogan.
It is implied that she is in fact a porn star.
Yes, at least once.
At least once. And then he's just got Muscle Dude and the little Children of the Corn kid, who's like,
He's 30.
yeah, 30-something, but still looks like a little kid.
Right. And sounds like one.
Yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, that's his crew and an animatronic T-Rex. And it's just like, well, stuff. We'll get a brain.
Yes.
Well, stuff.
Yeah, just keep your eyes out for a brain, and we'll be on our way to making lots of money. Yeah.
Yep.
Like, okay.
Yep, back to Paul Walker and Denise Richards. Because Denise Richards, just be noted in the first scene, like after the fight, Paul Walker, his Billy was dragged away by the cops. Paul Walker's just there like, phew, all right, cool. I guess I won.
My dick's okay.
I get Denise Richards. And then she's just like, oh, God, I can't. And just runs out the scene.
Something suddenly came up. Yeah, and runs into the gym.
Right.
And then cut to her in her bedroom.
Yep, crying
Yeah.
about the whole thing and calls Paul Walker.
She just calls Paul Walker. Is like, hey, come over. And he's like, on my way.
Oh God.
He is so psyched.
It is. It is
The
the,
most pure reaction,
yes.
realistic reaction to something of that caliber I've ever seen in a movie.
He's not playing it cool.
100% like, all right, I'm on my way.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yeah.
And she's like, don't park in the back. He's like, I got okay.
Just stop talking to me. I'd be halfway there.
Yeah. Don't let my parents see. I got it. Sneak in your window. Yes.
Yeah, not the first time. Come on. Snuck in a lot of windows.
Yeah. So, man, he gets there, and this just becomes...
Well, he parks literally next door.
Yeah.
Like, not anywhere like
Not
around the
even
block
close.
or anything.
He gets in, and they both just start falling down for no reason. Just
Tripping
like...
over everything.
It's
What,
just-
they wanted to buy breakfast like 2 minutes late?
They wanted it like the picture
Oh.
that they just knocked over.
Yeah. So then her dad calls her on the phone, and he's like, what's going on up there? And she's like, oh, I dropped my dictionary. I was studying. And he's like, okay.
I'm about to drop that dick.
Yes.
She was playing the log lexicon.
Paul Walker is 2 feet away from her going, oh, shit, you're dad. And she's like, shut the fuck up. And then they start to bone.
They start to smooch. The old smooch and grind.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. He just kind of like slowly lays her into the bed, and then it's like...
It was at this point we joked, like, what if the 10 minutes of unrated footage is just hardcore fucking?
it's not it's possible. Yeah. I don't know why they called it Gore cut, but like, that'd be a little
Well,
weird.
you know.
Should have been the horror.
Also, it should be noted, while he was climbing into the window, the 2 lady goons from Billy's squad
Yes,
are driving.
she-goons.
Yeah, the she-goons are driving by in their
She-goons.
Jeep, and they're just like,
Sweet
"Oh my
Jeep.
God, look at that! We should call Billy."
We should call Billy.
Well, first one of them was like, "We should call her dad," and you're
Yeah.
like, "No, we should call Billy." And one girl has a serious murder boner for Paul Walker.
Oh, yeah. She's like,
It's
man,
just like-
Billy's going to fucking kill
yeah.
him.
Well, I can't wait till he's fucking dead by Billy's hands, and I'm going to be an accomplice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other girl's like, as soon as like she's kind of with it, and then as soon as like they get to like showing up, which is right after they sink down onto her bed, Billy and company like peel up in their
Yeah.
cars and everything. They always travel around in 3 separate cars.
And
But the one girl is
Because there's
immediately
20
like,
of them.
One of them immediately goes into like, I don't know if this is a good idea.
yeah.
She suddenly gets rational.
But they burst into the house.
Oh, yeah.
Like they just push the dad out of the way.
Yeah, the
He's
dad's like,
is
"I'll
it-"
take care of
he's
this.
Like, oh, Billy's back. Oh,
Billy's
well.
call the
And
cops.
Billy's just like, get the fuck out of my way, Dad.
They just march upstairs,
Where's Denise Richards?
kick her door open.
Yeah.
And he's
I
jumped.
love that he bursts into her room. He's just like, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
She's like, nothing, laying here. And then they just start like rifling through her stuff, and it's like, oh, Paul Walker's jacket, huh? Get him. And
He
he's-
went out the window.
He went out the window, but he's standing there looking. So they're like, he goes, what?
And she goes, run. And the thing is, his truck is right there.
Truck is right there.
He must not have taken the keys
Yeah.
when he ran.
They were
That's
probably
the
in his
only
jacket.
thing we can say.
They're
Yes,
probably in his jacket.
Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, so he runs down the street and unpredictably gets run down.
It's
Kind of.
With a bat.
It's a ways.
Yeah.
He runs like a ways because it is implied that they go to some sort of like game preserve.
Well, they've already got him by that point because they have to stop and cut through the chains.
Yeah,
and-
they beat him with the
Oh,
bat
that's
for a
right.
while
Yeah,
and
that's-
kick him,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
they're
Throw him
like,
in the
you know
trunk.
what, fucker,
Yeah,
we're going to
that's-
throw you in the trunk.
Yeah, and by this time, like the regret girl is like full on like, I
Yeah,
don't think
yeah.
we should be doing this.
Yeah, she
Like,
was
what
like,
are they going
"Man,
to do? Like,
At first, being an accomplice to murder sounded cool, but,
but this is a whole
I
new.
don't know about this.
This seems rough.
Now that we're here,
We're driving him into a wildlife sanctuary, and wildcats are going to murder him, which is pretty much what happens.
yeah,
They-
well, because he's pretty much knocked out because they beat the shit out of him before getting there, threw him in the trunk, and then they let him out. And Billy's like, you know what? I've had a change of heart. You shouldn't always just go with their first instincts. I'm going to let you go.
yeah.
And
He's like, "What do you say?"
Thanks.
What? I can't hear you. Thank you.
He's like, oh shit, he said thank you.
Get a load of
Anyway,
this fucker.
yeah, let's get out of here.
Anyway, see ya.
And Aaron Burr guy is like, should we tell him where he is? And he's like, nah, he'll figure it out soon enough. And they drive off.
Yes.
And Paul Walker's just like, oh shit, I'm alive. And then like very quickly it's like, oh no,
Murder cats are here.
there's cats everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere he goes, there's a murder cat, and then a lion just eats his face.
He gets roared.
He does, yes. He gets roared.
Yeah.
To be fair, it's not Paul Walker getting roared, but it is a man getting roared,
Yeah.
and that man's
Yeah.
face is being eaten by a lion.
Yep. And then the game warden shoots them both
Yes.
to death.
Correct.
Well, okay, so we clearly see a shot of a lion mouth agape sideways on a face.
Uh-huh.
You know, like a good grip on the face.
Yep.
And then hard cut to like game warden shoots and it like fades to black and then comes back and he's in the hospital and Denise Richards is like over him crying and everything and well actually she came in because we didn't mention she has a friend.
She does have a friend.
Byron,
Byron is
it's your requisite sassy
Sassy black gay man.
I could not get those two words
Yeah.
out without smashing them together somewhere.
He's the Meshach Taylor of this movie.
Yes.
For whatever reason, there was an era
But
of
instead of
movies.
designing women, it's designing T-Rex.
this guy did do Mannequin
Mannequin
2,
2.
so yeah, he has experience.
Yes. But it just, man, around this time was just like, all right, now we need a gay black friend for the main character. It's like, what? Why?
Everyone's cool with him except for like the redneck sheriffs. Like everyone else is
Really,
just, like-
everyone is kind of
Yeah.
pretty cool with him.
yeah, like,
Which is even weirder because their boss is his father.
Yeah. But they're constantly just
But
like,
they like
your gay son.
do not hide any of it, like
No,
any of their
No.
anything.
no, but they come in and then Denise Richards is just bawling over the bed, like drapes
Yeah.
herself over him, and it's just like, but we see him and it's like
His face is still perfect.
he's
Oh, he's
fine.
fine. He's totally
Yeah.
fine.
He has a little bruise under his eye.
He does.
That's from getting punched
Yeah,
earlier.
Yeah.
because I think that was in the scene earlier.
Yeah,
so
the
like-
lion didn't. Yeah, he had the bruise when he was mounting her.
but he's in a coma, and
Uncle Bob is there.
Yeah, Uncle Bob. He has a drunk
Yeah, I forgot
guardian.
about drunk Uncle Bob. I feel
That's-
like Uncle Bob took a larger, had a larger presence in the regular version, but I don't remember anything.
I think just by percentage of screen time,
Possibly,
he did.
possibly.
Yeah.
Because he really only has two scenes. He has that one and the funeral scene coming up.
Yeah, but Bernie shows up, and it turns out, I guess he actually is a doctor of some sort.
He knows.
I want to.
go
we
ahead.
need to note some of the jokes that
right,
are
okay.
happening in this section when people are checking in.
Yes. Because, Denise Richards, who is dressed like Blossom, has shown up and is asking the charge nurse, like, okay, where's Paul Walker? And this man shows up with bullet wounds.
Yes.
And she's just like,
He goes, he's like, nurse, and she's like, I'll be with you in a second, and the guy just, boom,
Just dies.
falls out of camera.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. That's
and also Bernie has to talk her way past her while smoking
yes.
looking,
and with his assistant.
yeah,
Yeah.
looking for Dr. Glickstein or whatever
Yeah.
it is, and it's just like, and then he's down there, and this doctor knows him, and it's like, oh hey,
He's
doctor,
like, oh, what? Hey, glad you're here to consult
how's
on
the
this.
experiment coming?
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck, guy?
And he asks a few like basic medical questions, like was there any brain damage or upper spinal cord injuries, anything like that? And I mean, just asking for a friend. But yeah, the guy's just like, well, go
Oh,
check
he's
him
cool.
out. Yeah, okay, see what we can do. Mm-hmm. And yeah, it's basically just him distracting the people long enough for Nurse Helga to go over and like reconnect the EKG to like give a flat line, basically.
Yes, to which they do a half-assed attempt to revive him, and it's just Bernie just is like, it's not fair.
He
He's
goes
dead.
like super serious, like doing the fist pounding
Oh,
on
yeah.
the chest,
He's
like
like, live!
live, damn you, like 5 good
Yeah.
like punches to the chest, and then it's just like, oh well, he's dead.
He's dead.
Because he also has a stupid accent.
Yeah.
Because why not?
By the way, Uncle Bob was in Dragon Fight.
Oh, really?
All roads lead to Dragon Fight, guys.
Yeah. Fuck yes, Dragon Fight.
But it's just comedic, like, oh well, he's dead. It's such
Yeah.
a shame when someone his age. Anyway, yada yada yada. Anyway, you got to go. Bye.
Right. And both Denise Richards and friend have passed out.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Uncle Bob is passed out drunk.
Yes,
To
but
which he wakes up and like they're wheeling Paul Walker out. And Denise Richards and friend are on the ground, and he's just like, "Hey, you have a day."
Bad day for everyone.
Bad day.
right.
Yep. So then they get back. They bring Paul Walker's body back. Well, he wakes up in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Twice, I believe.
Yeah. And he's totally fine.
He's like, hey, what's going on?
First time he wakes up and they shoot him with like some kind of knockout juice.
Yeah, he's like, oh, that stuff is
like,
good.
oh, that's good
That's
stuff.
great
Anyway, bye,
stuff.
good night.
But he wakes back up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then Helga punches him to sleep.
Yeah, he does a little Wizard of Oz thing when he wakes up. And
Yeah,
then,
he does.
He's like, that's a weird dream. I was in Kansas.
You were there. He's like, oh, that's very nice. Helga, punch.
Yep.
Okay.
And the one guy screams about getting a hernia as he drags him out of the car.
That's the little
For
guy.
no reason.
Drags. He just goes, hernia.
Yeah, so-
I hope he's okay.
Very bad.
Oh, but yeah,
but they get him back there.
They get back to the T-Rex warehouse.
and this is where the gore begins.
Oh my God!
Because, yeah.
Well, Helga has to punch him one more time because he wakes up. Okay, so first thing to do is they break out a scalpel and start like making a slight incision around his head. Bernie is speechifying the entire time about this.
Oh, just going nuts about it.
Oh, this is going to be great and everything, and does a scalpel move across his forehead, which it's blood and fake head and all that stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Paul Walker wakes up again, like, oh God, what's going on? And then Helga punches him again, to which the little guy's just like, you're going to get a brain injury before we can get the brain out of him.
Yeah.
And then Bernie's just like, oh no, the brain's very like resilient, and brings out a fucking like jigsaw, like or a skill saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
A
just,
straight up jigsaw.
yeah, and just like starts going to town on his head, which
Jigsaw's the top of his head off and blood spewing everywhere.
Oh,
and-
yeah. It's spraying the assistant guy. It's spraying the muscular dude. The muscular dude throws up.
Yes, he does. He's down at the guy's feet and
Yeah.
just starts puking.
I mean, I do kind of enjoy that there's just like dumb touches because like Helga is constantly doing gross and weird things in the background. Like there is one point like they have completely detached the head, which is coming, of course,
Yep.
and there's all kinds of good Foley sound effects of like, taking it out. But she's just like in the background with the scalpel that he used, just like sucking on the knot blade in.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Yeah, she's gross.
yeah, but
Yeah.
They're gross. Like both of them are pretty gross.
Right.
yeah. But then Bernie is like, oh, watch, they haven't like removed the brain yet, but he's just like, watch all the different parts of the brain, and like hits one thing, and like I think his leg goes, like reflex thing, and everyone's like, oh wow, crazy, and then
this joke was not in the PG-13
no,
movie.
because I think there was like the leg move, and then maybe like one other thing, because I don't feel like
His dick.
His
well,
dick
yes,
was
I
the
mean,
second thing.
His dick.
I'm saying, was that the second one?
Yes.
I
Yep.
feel
he
like
went
was,
straight to it. He was like, this is my favorite.
I feel like there was like the rule of threes comedy thing. But,
No.
No, they didn't have
This
time.
movie doesn't understand
2
that
weeks.
sort of thing.
okay, but yes, he's just like, and my favorite, and then it's just like, bang.
He pokes his brain and gives the dead man a boner.
And then makes it dance.
Yes.
He makes it a little bit.
Yep.
How'd that go again?
As you do.
Blah, blah,
Blah, blah,
blah,
blah.
Does he say "I love science" as he's doing that?
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
But yeah, eventually he just suction cups this brain out of the fake head that he's got. And it's in there good. It's not, this is a pretty good effect for this. It's wrapped in crap and he's pulling it out. And then,
Yeah, and basically says, "Yeah, this is better than any supercomputer you can come up with."
Right.
And here's the thing: they never actually show you put him putting the brain in the T-Rex. They show you
No.
putting it in like a contraption that was previously controlling it via remote control. He puts it in like
Yeah.
a jar,
Yeah.
and then hooks electrodes to it. And then I don't know if it's just remote controlling the T-Rex or if at some
it was
point
just
it was
some
implied,
energy transference or something.
Maybe. Yeah.
Man,
It could
who
be
kno-
that
well, they
also-
have. I mean,
a
spoiler
lot
alert:
that
they
doesn't
have
make
his
sense.
brain at the end of the movie
Yeah.
in that same jar.
Yeah.
Not jar; it's like a bowl with
Yeah.
goop in it. But
He
I-
just
I
brain-
have
brain
to
goop.
assume that they just jammed the thing in there
Yeah.
and
maybe.
whatever.
But yeah, he's poking electrodes into it. It's like, all right, this should control the right arm of the T-Rex.
Yeah, and it
does.
goes up Helga's skirt.
Yeah.
And then it's like, here's the leg, and it kicks the muscular guy in the dick. There's a lot of dick kicking in this because, like, Billy showed up in the hospital room also
Yeah, that's
for an
right.
awkward scene
Yeah.
where Denise Richards ends the scene by kicking him in the dick.
Yeah, Tammy and the D-Rex.
And Billy's like,
Yeah.
"You'll still be my girl," while he's bent over like, "Ow,
Yeah,
my
and
dick."
the sidekick threatens her, and and the little friend is going to claw his eyes out.
Yeah, they're both like high fiving, and it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, we showed them. And meanwhile, Billy's or Paul Walker's dead behind them.
He hasn't died yet.
I know, but
dies
still, he's in a coma.
momentarily.
But they are
Yeah.
just so thrilled at that moment. Anyway, just wanted to mention that. But yeah, so basically, they have put Paul Walker's brain into the T-Rex, and then
but like he mentioned something about like, oh, I'm going to come back and do like the proper lobotomy. So like, I guess whatever.
yeah, he's like, we got something to do. Order food or something, and they, Bernie and Lady leave.
Yeah, he basically says like the brain has to acclimate or
Yeah.
something like that before he can perform the lobotomy.
Yeah, like they're insistent, like, okay, nothing's gonna happen until tomorrow, so we'll be back and order a pizza or something. And as they're leaving, the pizza guy pulls up. Did the T-Rex already kill the two before
No,
the pizza guy showed?
He
No, that's right.
scares
No,
the pizza
okay.
guy first.
That's right. The pizza guy is the
Yes.
first kill. Yeah, so pizza guy comes in and is like, huh, dinosaur, that's great. Anyway.
Which is vote for Pedro.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's Efren Ramirez.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, he delivers a pizza
Yeah.
and drops it.
Yeah, and just runs out
Yeah.
because
The
doesn't
dinosaur
it
moves around.
growls at him or
yeah.
something.
He's like, oh, shit, a dinosaur.
Oh shit, a dinosaur.
I must run now. So then muscle guy and nerdy guy come back out, and they're just bantering. And then he's like, oh, look, a pizza is here. Let's eat it. Let's eat this floor pizza. So they're just babbling. And the little guy is still covered in blood. Just covered in blood. And
they're just eating the pizza, and they are throwing the crust into the hollowed out head.
yeah.
Yep.
To which this has kind of triggered Paul Walker Dinosaur because he keeps like moving his head around and focusing on that, and he's just not happy about it.
Yeah, but then muscular guy's just like, all right, I'm going to go do something and come back.
Yeah.
And that's when little guy starts stapling the head back onto Paul Walker's
Because
body.
their job is to get the body ready to go back to the morgue because they think for whatever
Yeah,
reason
'cause
someone
no one will
gives a
notice
shit.
that the head is stapled back on.
No.
Yeah, so I
obviously
don't
that's
know,
just-
like, because he's taunting Dino Robot Paul Walker because
Yeah.
he's like, "You like this?" Or
Oh
something
yeah,
like-
because
Well, he hates him because he's replaced his
right.
computer.
It's like
Right.
you're not as good as my.
But I mean, like,
supercomputer.
well, I don't understand what the assumption is. Like, did they disconnect like the electrodes for everything, but like his head stuff?
the assumption is that this movie was made in 2 weeks.
Right. Okay.
It's a
fine.
good assumption.
Sure.
It's just you got to get to the next thing that happens. There's no.
I guess
There's
it's
no
just-
story logic here. Trust me, there's no story logic here.
I don't know. Seems like there should be some logic.
I mean, there should have been,
Just
but
because
there
there
was no time.
should be.
I mean, this is
doesn't
from
mean
the
there
auteur
is.
of Mac and Me. I mean,
Yeah.
come
The
on.
auteur. Yeah.
Yeah, but so he's talking shit at Paul Walker's body, and then Paul Walker in the dinosaur is like, "Hey, that's Paul Walker," and it's like, "Fuck you, guy."
That's my beautiful, sweet
Yeah.
Paul Walker-ness.
Yeah, hey, that's Paul Walker over
Yeah.
there. He's like, "What the fuck?" And as guy's talking shit, just kind of lurches over and bites his head off,
Yes. Yoinks it
and
right off.
yoinks it off. And the body runs away like a chicken
It does.
into a bunch of
It's super
boxes
good.
and
It just falls
collapses.
down.
And then he just drops the head.
But even better than that is after, because
Yeah.
this was a stringy dude that he just bit the head off of. He's like, "Oh no, I've got some Bobby in my teeth."
Yep.
Yeah.
And like his little
Picks it
T-Rex
out
arm.
of his teeth.
Yeah.
This is where the T-Rex arm starts to the T-Rex arms begin their journey.
And I gotta admit, like as soon as this happened, like as soon as he did the toothpicking thing, it's like, okay, I see exactly what wavelength these people were going for, and why the original failed so horribly.
Yep. But
Because
yeah.
you take all that out, and the movie suddenly means nothing. But yeah, like he picks at the teeth, and then the other guy comes back. And he's like, "Whoa, what the fuck?"
And he gets just kicked
He
through the
runs
door,
outside. Yeah, I think he
Yes.
kicks
No,
him through the door.
He gets kicked, but then he bows up and he's like, "I know karate."
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
tries to fight the T-Rex.
and then gets kicked through
Yeah,
the
then
door.
through the
Kicks
door.
through the door.
And then gets
And then
squished.
squished on.
Yeah.
Literally
Flattened.
squished.
As an old lady is calling her bookie outside.
Yeah, this is
trying to
apparently
place
like an
a bet.
entertainment district of some kind because
I don't
they're
know.
I don't know.
they're right next to a bar.
I guess.
Because that lady is calling her bookie or whatever, and she's
Yeah,
like, "Oh
from
my
a-
god, a dinosaur!"
from a payphone.
yes.
Well, it was 1994. That's
it
how you
was.
called
They-
your
they
bookie
existed.
back then. You didn't just text him.
And this is the scene we remember because she's like, "Oh my god!" and she runs away, and then Paul Walker goes over to the payphone. Paul Walker Dinosaur goes over
Yes.
to the payphone and dials Denise Richards.
Yeah.
Gets her machine and just goes. "Rawr."
Yes, and they play it from the end of the answering machine in the room, where it's just like this garbled.
I mean, it kind of just sounds like a perverted caller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Right.
But then he hangs up, and then he takes his quarterback out of the thing.
Or tries. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he comes up empty, but you know, it was that old thing of like every time you hang up a payphone, it's like, did it accidentally return my change?
Yeah, that was just what you did with payphones. It was like, maybe I scored. But yeah, this I mean, really, the effect of this is there's an animatronic dinosaur, but what they've done is they've just put dinosaur hands on a dude who is standing just off camera.
Absolutely.
And in the version we saw, you could see this dude. It wasn't framed right because we kept seeing the dude.
It was probably just a full frame 4x3
Exactly, that's what I'm
bullshit
saying.
thing, yeah.
But like this is framed better, so you mostly don't see the dude, but you just see just arms that are in no way even remotely near the dinosaur.
Yeah, but for whatever reason, after he tries to get his quarterback, he just goes into a stage freeze because two people come out of the bar and he's just standing over by the payphone, just in a full-on stage freeze, and they're like, "Oh shit, who put the fucking dinosaur here?" And the one guy's like, "I don't know. I think I saw it move." And she's like, "Yeah, of course you saw it move. Hey, I'm gonna go over here and touch it. It's so cute." And then he just finally decides, like,
well, she's like, "Yeah, I should make some boots out of something like this."
I
And that's when
imagine
she's like,
Boots and a matching purse.
Yes.
yeah, and then
And
he
he
goes,
goes,
Then he just moves, and she's like, "Oh god!" They run away. They don't get eaten.
No, they're spared.
Yeah.
They didn't do anything wrong.
No.
"Yep,
Paul Walker's got a code.
The pizza guy's the only guy that just like, "Oh, I didn't know what I was doing." Like, because there's no reason for the pizza.
He
guy
doesn't
to-
kill him.
No,
pizza
pizza
guy
guy
just
runs
runs
away.
away.
I think he got murdered.
No, he drops the pizza and runs because he just gets
Yeah.
freaked out.
Because like they don't come out and see a dead man and a pizza.
Yeah.
They're just like, sweet.
Oh, true.
Free,
Yeah.
free
Okay.
pizza. The pizza man
Yeah.
runs away. Pedro lives.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they can vote for him later.
I mean, most people have pause when there's a murder pizza in the room.
I mean, I feel like you
They're
address
like,
the
"Do you
pizza
eat the
first,
pizza? Do
and then
you-"
you're like 2 bites in, you're like, "Oh shit, a murder."
Yeah. Yeah, it really
Yeah.
depends
I
on
mean,
your hunger level.
It depends on. I mean, maybe the whole
He
slice.
did
of
say
it's-
they
if
had
it's
not
stuffed
eaten all
crust.
day.
Yeah.
So anyway, apparently everybody, Paul Walker's dead, and they're like, "All right, let's go to a party."
Let's go to a party.
To which Denise Richards has gone to the party.
Yes, and is sitting with someone we've never seen before.
No,
And we'll never see
again.
Yeah. It's just a 30-year-old woman is sitting with her, and the gay friend is there. And, of course, all the pieces of shit are there, too. It's just...
Well, they show up just a little bit later, and that's when she's like, "Oh, I'm leaving."
Yeah.
And Billy's like, "You're not going anywhere. You're mine."
yeah, again.
Again.
And she's like, no,
No.
fuck
I
you.
think does she kick him in the dick?
No, she just
No.
says something like, "I never want to see you again."
Yeah.
The usual.
Yeah. And he's
Angry
like, well,
stuff.
Yeah,
you'll
we-
do.
We didn't even mention that they came and minister in the hospital.
No, we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Because that's when
She
he got
kicked
kicked.
him in the
That's
dick.
when he
Yeah,
got
And they fainted.
Okay.
and-
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the end of
they-
the dick kicking.
Yeah. But she kind of she leaves.
Yes, she does.
And meanwhile, Paul Walker has wandered over
Mm-hmm.
and is like, "Oh, party."
Well, he's doing the stage freeze thing in the trees again.
Yeah.
Yes. And the
Aaron Burr
so
guy was
well
separated
so the Billy and the girl he has decided is now his girlfriend are walking off to go fuck.
Yeah.
And the nerdy guy is following them, and he's like, "What the fuck are you? Where are you going?" And he's like, "I'm going with you." And he's like, "No, you're not." And he's like, "Oh, all right." And he just turns around and is like, "Oh shit, look at this, a fucking dinosaur."
Well, he's taking a piss.
Yeah, well, he sees it first, and he's just like, "I'm gonna piss on
Well,
this
he's
dinosaur."
like, "Who the fuck put this here?" Anyway, I'm gonna piss on this dinosaur.
Yeah. And Paul Walker dinosaur just looks down at him and just with his hand just goes rah. And suddenly he is just holding a handful of guts.
Actually, I think it's one of his feet. I think it's the big foot comes
Oh,
up
okay.
and
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
slices him open.
well,
But yeah,
That's
he's,
correct.
he is
he's just holding a pile of guts and it's just like and then he's dead. And then Billy and girl are in the car fucking like really awkwardly, and he just walks.
What's awkward about that?
I don't know. But he just walks over looking at him. And she's like, "Oh my god!" And then she's like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!" It's like she sees the dinosaur, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm great, aren't I? I'm real good. Tell me I'm good." And then,
Yeah,
Well,
Paul Walker
she's-
yoinks her by the foot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is like legs straight up,
Yes.
in that sort of position.
it's real easy for him to just pluck her right out of there, which he does. She gets.
They never show what happens to her.
No.
He just kind of yoinks her out of the car.
Yeah, and then
And they probably didn't have the budget for the thing to actually be shown eating her. So
Probably.
she's just kind of gone.
yeah, but Billy
Billy
does,
runs into the party and he's just like, "There's a monster.
Monster.
Everybody get the fuck out."
Yeah,
Everybody's kind of just looking at him like, what? And then until somebody turns around and confirms, like,
Well,
oh shit, a dinosaur.
It is confirmed in a way that Billy's at the opens up a tent and yells into it. He's like, "There's a dinosaur! Run away!" Mm-hmm. And they're like, "The fuck, Billy? What?" And then all of a sudden, you see the jaws just grab the top of his head and pick him up, and everybody's like, "That's weird."
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, the body falls.
Yes.
And then the head gets dropped right next to it, and
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh my god!"
yeah. Billy's dead.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. The target of his vengeance gone.
yeah, it's
Wrecked
odd.
quickly.
It's odd. It should not happen that quickly.
No.
That should be like the end. Like,
No,
okay, I've
One of the
I've-
last two things
yes,
that happened.
I've
should be
chased Billy
gets
into this
eaten.
bar, and
Yeah.
now I must.
And from
murder
this
him.
point, the rest of the people he kills, I don't know if they were part of Billy's gang or not.
I'm pretty sure
I can only presume they were.
Yeah.
Yeah, his gang was large.
I mean, if you're telling me, if the pizza guy didn't die, I'm pretty sure the T-Rex, Paul Walker T-Rex, did not kill anyone that did not deserve it.
Right. Because also, gay friend gets knocked down
Yeah.
in the chaos, and
And
Paul Walker comes
Paul
over
Walker
to him.
smashes two dudes right next to him.
Yeah.
And then he's cowering on the ground, and he just kind of picks him up with his little T-Rex arms, sets him down, and brushes his shoulders off.
To which the guy's like, "The fuck?"
And he goes, "Thank you," and then runs away.
Yeah.
And then there's two other guys were hiding underneath a car, to which he jumps on the car and just keeps stomping on it.
No, he doesn't keep stomping on it. He walks up onto the car and does one stomp
Yeah.
and kills them both, smashes their heads.
Oh, yeah, the one guy's
That's
head
pretty
is
glorious.
just spurting.
Oh, yeah.
everywhere, too.
Yeah, the one guy's head pretty much Ricky
Yeah,
knows.
like when they call this the Gore cut, they're like, all right, we're just,
Go for it.
here we go.
Blood everywhere.
I don't know how this party played out in the normal version.
I can't
have
even
no
imagine.
idea how it would have.
I mean, we probably saw him jump on the car, but then they just never cut to what happened. I don't know
Man,
how
I
we
don't
made
remember
sense
that
of
car
any
thing.
of this.
Yeah. You wonder.
I
Yeah.
think they just didn't show the murders
I guess.
Yeah.
or any of the results of the
Yeah,
murder.
and then the cops show up, after this.
Yeah,
Because somebody's like,
bear in
call the
mind,
cops.
all of Billy's gang now basically is dead. I think Regret Girl didn't get killed because she had regrets.
Right.
But like
I think
otherwise,
you're
And
right.
she did apologize to Denise
Yeah.
Richards. Granted, he didn't see her apologize,
Yeah.
but karma helped her,
Yes.
and she did not
She was
die.
like, it was a terrible accident.
Yeah, it was a karma sore.
I get it. But yeah, so the cops have shown up, and the two hillbilly cops are just thrilled by all this. They're all just like, wow, check this shit out. Look at this
They
detached
find
head.
Billy's head, and he's like,
It's bleeding.
he's like, well, yeah. Well, and also he goes, "It's no watermelon."
Yeah.
They're poking it. I think this is his nose.
Yeah, the sheriff's just trying not to vomit over it.
Oh, the sheriff is not having any of this. He's just like, oh, dear
Well, and then
God.
they go this whole thing like, "Oh man, we need to take you hunting." Like, he used to be squeamish until I made him gut a deer, and yeah.
Yeah.
But that's when Byron showed. Well, I don't think he ever left. Well, first they found two people cowering under like the overturned bar.
Yes.
because there was a bartender that Byron and another girl at the party were both equally flirting with.
Right.
And he didn't know how that was going to go.
No.
But it's this girl and the bartender were hiding underneath the overturned bar,
Mm-hmm.
and then they're just in shock, and she's trying to say like, "It was a T-Rex."
Yeah,
And
she's doing the Jaws 2 thing.
Yeah.
And,
he's just like, "What the fuck?" Okay.
yeah. He's like,
But then Byron shows up and he's like, "Yeah, Dad, it
Yeah.
was."
It was-
But he doesn't talk like that at all. But
it was a,
yeah, Dad,
it was a
T-Rex.
dinosaur.
It was a dinosaur. Rawr. But yeah, but yeah, and he's just like,
he's like, whatever, dumb kid. And the hillbilly cops are just standing like in the background all the time, just either like poking at dead bodies and giggling or giggling at whatever Byron is saying. Or,
or making homophobic remarks about him.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah. But they still don't really believe him. They just kind of like, all right, well, this is fucking weird, I guess. We don't really have time for the rest of this scene because, like, it just, I mean, we, the viewer, because it's just like, oh, well, move on. What's Denise Richards doing?
It's daytime now,
Yeah.
and Denise Richards is just hanging out in her room, and then T-Rex is just standing there staring at her.
Through the window, yeah.
And then it's just like, oh my God. And then it cuts to her parents like, was that our daughter screaming?
Oh, yeah.
Nah.
Well,
And
As
then,
they're blending a smoothie,
Yeah.
that's why they can't.
No,
hear
they're
her.
making morning margs. For sure. Those are margaritas.
Well, they were using
Those parents are terrible.
They are using a blender, and so they don't hear her blood-curdling
right.
scream.
yes. But then the dad's like, nah, I think that was her screaming. I'll go check. And then it's
The
just like,
mom is completely unconcerned. She's
No.
like, I'm going to get back to blending.
yeah, whatever. You go check on that kid. And they go up, and the room is just destroyed. And the window's open, and it's just like, she went out the window, I guess? Call the cops? And the cops show up and measure the distance from the window to the ground. And they're like, yeah, 12 feet. Could have been the dinosaur.
Yeah. Well, Byron in the earlier scene is like, no, it was a real dinosaur. It was, and they're like, no, somebody in a dinosaur costume. He's like, no, it was like 10, 12 feet high.
Yeah.
It's like, so that's why I cut to it. Like, oh, it's 12 feet. It could be. And the parents are like, you need to tell me what's going on. He's like, I really can't say yet. He's like,
Right.
no, you need to tell us. He's like, it will not make any sense. He's like, I'm her father. I deserve to know. And he's like, well, we think it was a dinosaur. And he's like, what?
Pardon
Like
me?
everyone acts like they've never heard of dinosaurs.
It's like,
They're
the
like,
hell?
excuse me.
I mean, it's a good reaction.
I don't
but
know
also,
if it's. I mean, but I get incredulous, but everyone acts like, "What is a dinosaur?"
Right.
Like that's in their reaction. That's the way they.
a dino what?
Yeah.
A what-a-saur?
Well, Jurassic Park hadn't come out yet, so nobody...
It had.
Oh, okay. Well, not when they made
Well, they
this
made
movie.
this in 93, so
Right.
the world hadn't really gotten dino fever yet.
Right.
Hadn't, was that 93 that Jurassic Park came out? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was like earlier. I thought
No,
it
it
was
was-
91, 92 somewhere.
Nope.
Okay.
Nobody had any idea what dinosaurs
Nope.
were before
Okay.
Jurassic
No
Park.
idea.
No, none.
So
don't teach it
I
in
did not
schools.
have any toys growing up that
No,
were
of
dinosaurs
course.
or anything.
No.
absolutely not.
Why would you? They didn't exist before 93.
Yeah, no, that's why they the scientists created them to test our faith.
Correct. The Lord
that's
created
right. Yeah.
scientists to
Right. Yeah, it was-
create dinosaurs
Yeah,
to
'cause,
test
I mean,
our faith.
Yeah, no, scientists don't do anything on their own.
That
No.
was a thing I was actually told by people when I was a kid.
I know. That's
Yeah.
why.
What?
That's why
Weird.
I said it.
That oh no, the dinosaurs, like the dinosaur bones, were placed by
Oh,
the
yeah,
Lord
yeah,
to
yeah.
test our faith.
Right. Of course.
Because God, that trickster.
He's
I mean,
crazy.
he kind of is.
He's like,
He
hey,
kind of is. He's
check
a,
this shit out.
He's
gonna-
a silly boy.
I'm gonna do
Brendan,
it.
if I was God, I'd probably do that.
Sure.
I'd
Like,
just
check out
be
this
like,
ruse.
yeah. I'd be like, this is really gonna fuck him up.
Yeah.
I'd just make more things like platypuses.
Yeah. Check out the
I would.
fucking
I would.
platypus.
I wouldn't be like trying to goof on people with bones. No, I'd be making a bunch of fucking weird animals.
Yeah.
And I also
Look at
wouldn't
this
be killing
duck beaver.
children.
It's a
I'd
duck
be
beaver
like-
that lays eggs and is a marsupial.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
I'd be like,
Science.
bananas. You like those things? Yeah, they're pretty good, aren't they? Well, you got to make a shittier one because I'm killing off all the good ones.
Yeah.
And then eventually I'd be like, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna kill off the shitty bananas.
Oh.
Yeah, you didn't think to make a third one, did you?
You're a
Nope.
cruel god.
Yeah. No more bananas for you, dumbasses.
Not even shenanigans. Shitty
Aw.
bananas.
I would just not let children die and make more weird animals. That's my plan. As a
All right,
god.
I vote for you to be God.
Thank you.
No,
I
think you have to get a sword from a lake or something.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
I don't
No,
know.
no, that's to be king.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
you vote for your god.
King
Oh, okay.
God.
King
Okay.
God.
I will be king god eventually because I'll be really good and they'll want to make me king. I will be king of the lords.
Yeah.
There you go. Anyway,
Yeah.
Paul Walker has
Oh,
taken
right, yes.
Denise Richards to a barn.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, to fuck.
No.
It is implied that they fuck.
It is implied by Bernie, who just
Yes.
who's just a
Byron.
terrible person.
As he can tell
Byron.
because she's walking funny.
Yes, she's Paul Walkering funny.
But no, he plays charades in order to convince
Yeah.
Denise Richards that he.
Well, first he's watching
It's-
her sleep, and then she wakes up and goes, "Oh my God, you're a thing!" And he's like waving his hands around, like, "No, no,
he-
no."
He pulls out a rose.
Yes.
The same one he gave her earlier.
Yes, because
And
in the
bites
opening
it.
scene,
Oh, you mean a golden flower?
yes,
Yes, he gives her the golden flower.
the golden
again.
flower that he was given back in the opening scene that he then just ate for no reason. He does that here, and now that's the reason that he did it. And she's like, Michael used to do that. And he's like, oh, God, okay. And then he points to the bracelet that he gave her, and she's like, yeah, Michael gave me this. What
You like
what of
shiny
it?
things?
And then he just starts doing charades, to which it just gets to Michael's brain. What? And then he's like, yeah, and just keeps pointing to his head. And she's like, you have Michael's brain? It takes like 3 minutes, but he's like, yeah, I do.
It's more like
Yeah. they do a lot of nodding
Yes.
with this animatronic head.
and the fucking little T-Rex arms. Every time something happens with the little T-Rex arms, it is the best thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but the cops show up at her house because the parents are like, she's gone. We don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And eventually she just kind of walks up.
Yeah.
Out of the backyard, like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, Dad, what's
And Byron's
going
like,
on?
what's it?
Yeah.
She explains,
Girlfriend.
listen, you're not going to believe this.
Well, she's like, talk with me later when
Yeah.
you're alone.
Well, she's like, yeah, you're not going to believe this. Paul Walker's a dinosaur. And he's like, I knew that dinosaur recognized me.
Yeah.
And, then and apparently never told her this because he's like, wait, what?
Well, they
Yeah.
haven't spoken.
Well,
Denise
that's true,
Richards
yeah.
was
Yeah,
not
that's the first
there
time
for
they've
any of
seen
this.
it.
That's
yeah.
true, yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, he
But-
explains that he got picked up and dusted off.
So now he's in.
Yeah. He's like, okay.
Yeah. He's like, all right. And then they're like, well, now we got to figure out how to get his brain back in his
No,
body.
no, even better is like when she kind of saunters around the corner and the police are like, and her parents are like, what the fuck? What? Where were you? Why is your room like this? What's going on? She's like, I don't know. It's probably a meteor or something.
A meteor.
And just is like, bye.
It's
Anyway,
like, wait, a meteor? What?
Nothing's more meteor than a T-Rex.
now at Arby's.
We have the meteor.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to go from there.
Yeah. But yeah, she just is very dismissive. Like, I don't know, meteor. Anyway, go away. And then talks to Byron.
We have to scheme,
Yeah,
and
we
their
have to go.
scheme is we've got to get Michael's brain into a body. Like immediately, they just become grave robbers because it's like, okay, let's go to the funeral. We have to put Michael's brain back in Michael's body. So they go to the funeral, and Uncle Bob gives a speech, and everybody's drunk, and it's all. And Paul Walker Dinosaur is just over a hedge watching all of this, and starts crying as the speech is being given.
I want to point out, only because together BJ and I created a good thing here, is that we were trying to describe what Byron and Denise Richards are wearing, or Tammy, are wearing in the scene.
Yep.
He's wearing his typical, like, sort of like
He's wearing like
a fashionable dashiki. It's like
African inspired.
Yes.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
But
it's
it's the 1993.
It's very
94,
1993.
sure. But she is wearing what I said was from the Somber Blossom collection, or as he said, the Blossom.
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 Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Man, she wears outfits in this where it's just what?
Just always the large hats that are, comically large.
It's very 1993, 94.
It is.
again. It's,
Absolutely.
yes.
Blossom is right on the nose.
Right.
But yes, once the funeral clears and everything, because
Well,
Bernie and Helga are here too.
yeah, they've followed them because they're like, all right, that girl.
Yeah.
She knows where the dinosaur is.
Yeah, she knows where it
fucked
is.
that dinosaur.
Yeah. Well, they were scoping her out at her house too.
Yeah.
That's where he got the
Yeah.
she fucked a dinosaur thing.
So they're just gonna follow them around.
Yes.
As the plan. And I mean, they go through the whole funeral,
Yes.
and his uncle, what's his name?
Bob.
Uncle Bob. He gives a speech where he's basically just like, yeah, Paul Walker, they gave him to me when he was young, when his parents were gone.
He
and
was an
I raised
orphan.
him alone, and I gotta admit, I'm no dad. I'm just a drunk.
Y'all
And
know
they-
me. I'm a drunk.
And they cut to the Paul Walker dinosaur just nodding his head vigorously. He's like, uh-huh,
Yep. Uncle
Yep.
Bob sucks.
math checks out.
But
It's like this dinosaur is lurking in the trees right behind his own
Clearly
funeral.
in vision of everybody, and no
Yep.
one's like, "Why is there a dinosaur back?"
once they start the actual lowering the coffin and everyone is like, oh god, and cry, they cut to the dinosaur and yes,
They're just
tears are like
Pumping tears.
Yeah.
out of
pumping
this
tears
thing.
through his eyes right now. It's
It's so good.
Oh god.
I feel like at this point they should have just had the tiny T-Rex hand come up and with a tissue and I just feel like
Okay.
That would have made it 5 jobs.
Again, I want to point out something that they point out at the end of the movie is that this is a robot dinosaur.
yes,
There is no reason for it to be able to cry in this scene. That
They
doesn't.
built it to be accurate.
What?
Yeah, they wanted it to be as accurate as possible, as
Okay.
biologically accurate with mechanics. They got little.
They put little just water pumps in there
Yeah, put
in
little water
case they
pump.
ever needed to put
Right.
on a show.
Yeah, Bernie knows what it sounds like when T-Rex is crying.
Yeah, so everyone leaves, and they're like, okay, coast is clear. All right, get that body. So Byron has to go in there and open it up. And they open it up, and this is just some sort of zombie corpse,
Holy shit.
mutilated bugs
Yeah,
and
like-
rats crawling all over
Like
it.
I honestly thought it was like they'd already got or kept his body or something. They were going to do something with it because
Yeah,
it was like,
no.
no way did he rot this much in like a day.
Yeah, but this is
Maybe
like
they don't have a morgue and they just set him outside or something.
Well,
This
you,
is-
you
well,
did
they
say
do-
that, you
they
did say
just-
the coffin looked like an instrument case.
Yeah, it
So-
looked like a road case. You know, those
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
big black road cases with like
Yeah.
the shiny silver like bumpers on the corner. Yeah,
I mean,
that's
they just
exactly
like
what it
they
looked
embalmed him in peanut butter and acid or something because
Yeah.
that body
Yeah.
is just like coated in rats and maggots
Yep.
and
it's like I don't know what they did, but
just falling apart.
they're all just like
And-
this won't do.
yeah, well, they all freak out. Like
Yeah.
Denise Richards especially freaks the fuck out.
Yes. And then Bernie and Lady come over.
and try to
Helga.
take her hostage.
Yes, and then this just becomes everyone fall in the grave, including the whoever the stunt woman is for Helga takes a
Oh.
header into this grave.
Oh yeah.
Like, oh god, like I hope she didn't die for this.
Yeah. Of all the movies to die for.
Yeah, but then,
This would be the one.
Yeah.
you're probably right.
Yeah.
Yes,
You can take pride in this one. Yeah.
but basically they get away and get the T-Rex into the truck that Bernie was driving around, and they're just like, okay, we got to go. And then it's just cut to this box truck with the dinosaur head in the back of it, like a dog,
Yeah,
just
it's,
like
it's not even a box truck though. It's like one of those old school we used to go pick up the migrant workers.
Right,
in.
yes.
I mean, I'm
It's-
saying like
it's for hauling
it's-
produce.
Yeah, it's like one of those
And
yeah,
migrants.
Produce
Yes.
truck. Yeah, basically. I'm saying like it's the tall like produce truck, but with
Yes.
a T-Rex head.
But it's
sticking
just
out.
a T-Rex
But
head.
they take it to the morgue. And
Yes,
they,
because
and they try
Denise
to
Richards,
find a body.
Denise Richards is just like anybody. We have to do this. We just have to do it. Just get a body and we'll put his brain in it. I don't know what.
How they think they're going to hook it
Yeah,
back up?
how they're gonna do this? It
How they're going to do this.
exactly like what they're just gonna
I think they
find
just
it and
think
stick
that they're
it in
to
there.
make Bernie do it.
I guess I don't know, but they're just like, okay, find a body, and this is a lot of no, too old, no, too gross, no, that's a lady.
I don't think you trust in the science skills of Dr. Christmas.
I forgot. I forgot she was Dr. Christmas.
Yeah. They do turn one down for having too big a dick.
Yes.
Byron's about it.
Byron
she is not.
She's like, "Oh no, that is not my thing," and he's like, "Girl," but she makes him drag that body over to the window.
Well, she's like, it shouldn't be our decision.
Right. Let's get Michael's opinion, and they just hold up this dead body in front of the window, and it just cuts to the truck with a head and one dinosaur hand, and him just going, "No, boo." And this happens with 3 or 4 bodies. They just keep dragging,
including the girl's body,
nude corpses over to the window. Like, here's a black guy, and Byron's like, "Hey, brother, you'll have soul. This would be great." And Byron, and the dinosaur's like, "Nah."
And as he's tossing the body aside, he's like, "Man, I really hope that's not a racial thing."
Yeah, and eventually they're just like, "Well, that's it. That's all the bodies.
that's all we
We
got."
should just leave."
Well, the cops start.
the cops-
They hear the
Yeah.
sirens, and they're like, "We got to get the fuck out."
Also, it should be noted after they kicked the Bernie and Helga into the grave, and they were driving off in the box truck. Paul Walker's dinosaur flips them off.
Oh yeah, uses one of the 2 toes on its hand.
I think they had 3. I think they probably used the middle one. Maybe I don't know.
two of them were like glued together.
Yes.
Okay.
because it's a shitty
Just saying,
puppet.
it's the thought that counts.
Yes, that you're right. It's the fun.
Yeah, but anyway, so like they've given up on this, and like, well, we gotta hide. I believe, like, do they almost catch him here? I feel like, yeah, because I feel like
They almost get caught.
well, like I believe it starts like a car chase, right? Because like
Yeah.
the 2 redneck sheriffs like give chase
Yes.
in the pros truck.
Yeah, because they drive
And
through like the Everglades or
We'll also
something.
note a joke that we are not sure was in the original cut or not. Is
right.
because they've
tied up.
They've tied up Bernie and the assistant.
Yeah.
and they've also duct taped their mouths, and his gets pulled off by the cops,
Yeah.
and he's like, "They're taking my dinosaur."
And they're like,
And
"All
that's
right,
when they
sir,
take
we're
off.
on this."
And then he rips off her tape with his mouth.
Yeah.
and then says, "I need you to bite through my ropes." And she gets a real excited look on her face,
I thought you'd never ask.
drops down to her knees, and then he just starts giving the O face, basically.
Like the Ghostbusters blowjob face.
Yeah, yeah. And they cut away from that, and we're like, was that in the PG-13 one? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah.
That maybe that joke in that one cut before her head went down.
I think that was one of the points I was like, who were they making this movie for?
Yeah.
And then we realized who it was.
Us.
Us.
These guys.
Retroactively,
Who has 2 thumbs and is pointing
26
at everyone
years
in the
later,
room.
for us.
Is it you, Chuck?
Yeah, it was me. Okay. So this leads to a car chase where the cops
well, they ended up calling Byron's dad, the sheriff, and they're
You're
like,
never going to believe this is Dinosaur. He's like, I don't know
yeah,
about that.
as you said, it just leads through like some sort of grove where they're just running through trees and stuff.
Yeah.
But they almost hit a lake or something, and they slam on the brakes, and then look behind them, and like the entire like
They've
The
massacred
entire
the back
box
of the
truck
truck.
has disappeared.
Yeah. But the dinosaur is just standing there like,
well, he's like 50 feet back, just like, ow. Until Richard says something like, "This is where I was like, okay, this was an animatronic thing because the assistant science guy, little guy, was like controlling it, and I was like, but then they moved the brain there, so maybe it became real Pinocchio style.
Nope.
But this is where they stop, and like she's like, oh no, you're hurt, it's bleeding, and Byron is like, it's an animatronic dinosaur, how could
Yeah.
it bleed?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay, so it's still animatronic. All
well,
right.
the whole time it's making robotic noises.
noise, sure,
like every
yes.
time it moves, you're like, did
Yeah.
they fuck up, or
When
is
they
this?
do a close up on the eyes,
Yeah.
you get a
Yeah, but this confirms it. No, it's still animatronic
Yeah.
because she's like, oh yeah, you're right, I guess. And then Byron's just like, I got this. I'm gonna go distract him, and basically just like goes forward and stands in the middle of the road and
Right.
waves his dad down. And is just like, you can't, Dad.
Yeah.
It's my friend. You don't understand. His brain's in there.
It's my friend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're like, get out of the way, Byron. And eventually,
He has the 2 hillbilly cops arrest him basically.
and they get down to the lake edge just in time to see one of the other shots I believe we all remembered, which is Tammy literally riding off on the Paul Walker T-Rex into the sunset.
well. She's
Well-
riding something.
Well, at first it is a weird stop motion superimposed.
And
Yeah.
then we get a over the shoulder shot
Yeah.
of her riding on this dolly dinosaur thing.
And
that's
then
just
one of the
sort
cops
being
just
pushed.
goes, "Man, that girl can ride."
Not even like sarcastically. He is super into
Yeah,
it too.
yeah.
He is like, that
Wow.
girl can ride. And then I believe that one's just like, shut up. And you know, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, she just rides off in the sunset into
Uh-huh.
the T-Rex, which could be the end of the movie, but it's not. We still have more villains.
Yeah,
to come.
no, they have to go back to the barn.
Yeah. But yeah, they go to a new barn, I believe. Like,
I think this might be the same barn.
It's
they
the
went
same
to.
barn
No, it's the
because
same
that's
barn.
what Byron mentions.
Yeah.
That's how he
okay.
found them.
All right.
And of course, the cops just follow Byron.
Yeah, Byron shows up on his bike. He's just like, I hope it wasn't followed. And of course, he was absolutely followed by every
the
cop
cop
in the
car
county.
was like 10 feet behind
yeah,
him.
it's like, look behind you, dude. There's a cop car there. But he's convinced he wasn't followed.
Yeah. But yeah, they get there, like, radioing everyone. Because, I mean, we only see, like, 4 or 5 cars pull up because that's all the budget can afford. But, like, the way they loop it, it looks like there's 30 cars incoming from, like, across the lake.
Yeah. Yes. And just like basically 6 cops get out with guns, and they're all just like, all right.
Yeah, and
Come on out.
And Bernie and Helga show up right as, like, they're like, come out with your hands up. And
Well, they do because
they do.
Byron's like, I need something white, and then all of a sudden you see he has her bra on a stick and is waving it.
She was not wearing a bra.
And no, she was not.
Now she's definitely not.
So it must have been
which
a random barn bra.
Oh, man.
Maybe she had an extra one in her purse.
Maybe. You never know when you need one.
Right.
But yes, and of course, one of the redneck cops rightly points out, like, that's a brassiere.
Yeah. Yes, he does. just says it for no reason. Just like, oh, that's a brassiere. But they're just like, hey, that's my friend. You're not going to go in there.
Yeah,
and that's when Bernie and
Yeah,
Lady
we
pull
want to
up.
make a deal. And they're like, you what? And,
Yeah.
like, that's our friend. His brain is in that thing. Mm-hmm. And then that's when Bernie's like, hey, how's it going, everybody? Dr. Dick. And I have a tranquilizer. And then they're like, but it's animatronic. He's like,
Well, you see, memory crystals, we
Yeah.
grow them in a lab, and they grow in the thing, and it's
New
It's very
technology.
scientific, and
new technology.
and they're like, oh yeah. So he's like, anyway, let me go into the barn, and I'll shoot it with my tranquilizer gun.
And of course, somebody points out, if it's a robot, what's a tranquilizer going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just, I just love that they actually have this happen.
They're going to tranquilize the
memory
brain.
crystals.
Yeah, because he
that's
says
his idea. I
He
think
says
is it's going to tranquilize
yeah,
the brain.
He says it's not dangerous; it's just a robot, and they have tried to argue, but it's got Paul Walker's brain in it. And so when he says, "I've got a tranquilizer," it's like, well, why would that work if it's just a robot? And he's like,
Yeah, has the same
what you
bit.
said's not true,
Yeah.
but this other stuff's true. Anyway, just let me go shoot
science.
it.
And of course,
science.
because, he's old and the other ones are kids, they're just like, well, you must be telling the truth.
Well, kids lie about
despite
literally
having
everything.
this woman parade around behind you the entire movie.
Yes. I believe you, fellow teenager.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yep. But yes, they're just like, yeah, go do your thing. And they stalk through the barn for like half a second. He shoots a pigeon or dove or something. And I guess, I don't know if it was like implied that like he had to like go through a complicated reloading process because Paul Walker just sort of creeps up on him. Paul Walker dinosaur, mind you.
Yeah.
Creeps up on them and they're just like,
And chomps him in the stomach,
Yep.
rips his guts out, and then spits him on Helga.
Yes,
Boy, that's a bad effect shot.
yeah, I guess Helga doesn't get
fine.
murdered, does she?
She
He's
does not.
got like a box hanging off
I
the
know.
front of him.
It's
Yeah.
bad.
whatever.
Which
yeah,
I wish I could remember how he died in the original one.
I don't know.
Maybe
I
he
think
got
maybe
chomped.
Maybe the dinosaur just lunged at him and then just cut
then
to like her
him
bloody
falling
face
over or something.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we'll solve all these
Yeah,
questions
we'll
one day.
figure it
Yeah.
But anyway, she goes running out like, oh God, I'm covered in Bernie. And they're like, all right, man, here it comes.
And then they open fire.
They do. They shoot it to death. And they drop this animatronic dinosaur from the positions and they just push it over and you just see it bounce off this hay barrel.
It's a bale of hay, a stack of hay.
Sure.
It's a somewhat soft
a
landing.
collection of hay. Of hay. Yeah, but they're like, all right, we did it.
And she's
she's
crying and wailing,
distraught.
and then all the other cops join in and crying.
Yeah,
too.
they all just show up and it's like, oh, this is so sad. It's like, what, motherfuckers, you just did it.
You did it. Yeah, you can't
That's
be.
the thing. Like Denise Richards is fucking going for it.
She is.
This whole movie, like she is wailing and screaming
She's
and
stroking
crying.
its face
Yeah.
and just be like, oh, my poor Michael.
She is
Denise
mus-
Richards has always been very good at crying.
She is mustering all the acting talent she'll ever have.
She used
Well,
it all here.
Yep.
I mean,
This
is
not
the
saying
point where, like,
she hasn't
you read the
recreated
script-
this level. I'm just saying
Right.
this is as good as it gets.
Sure.
It's not because that's a different movie.
Was she in
but
that?
This is Tammy the T-Rex.
yes. I'm just saying, like, she could have. She didn't have to put this much effort into this movie.
No.
At this
Because
point in her career, she was
anyone-
like, please notice me, someone.
Yeah, it must have been.
Yeah.
Senpai?
Yes. Anyone.
Okay.
So yeah, this is like a weird turn hooch ending where it just kind of like cuts to sometime later. And
Well, it's just her
She comes home.
wheeling in her Toyota Celica and
Yeah.
like bounces out like, "Hey, mom, hey, dad."
in
They're
another
like,
Blossom outfit.
they're like, "This is really disturbing that she's so
Yeah.
happy given everything that's gone on." And they're like, "It's even weirder, I think, that he's up in her room like that."
yeah, and you're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
And so yeah, she goes upstairs and she just has this complicated computer set up with a video camera up on the ceiling, and she takes the lens cap off and is like, "Hey, baby," and now you've got Paul Walker voice saying, "Oh my God, hey."
In a video camera.
Yeah. Oh, how are you? Hi.
Yeah, his brain's in a jar. There's computers involved somehow, and there's a video camera so that
Yeah.
he can see her.
And she's like, I know what you want. And he's like, oh, yeah, give it to me. And she pours a glass of alcohol into his brain pan.
Literally onto his brain.
And he's just like, oh, yeah, give me another. And she's
It's
like,
some
no,
Paul
no.
Johnny Walker.
is.
Okay. Yeah, so she's like, no, just one, but I know what else you want. And she's like, be right back. And then she comes back in like she's in the Whitesnake video, Tony Katane style. And it's just, all right, time to strip for Paul Walker.
Tammy Katane.
Oh, Tammy.
Yeah.
Tanny.
Yeah, Tanny.
Tanny Katane, there it is.
There it is. All right, wrap it up.
Tanny anything here. Because, yeah, she just does a weird little strip thing.
She does a weird strip for him, and he's just like, oh, God, I'm so close.
And then his brain explodes.
Yes, his brain just sparks, and she's like, all right, that's enough. And then just fade to black and credits.
Well, no, his final line is like, oh, man, I got to get a body because I can't take much more of this.
Yeah.
It's like it's implied he has a braingasm in the
Oh,
in the
absolutely
bucket.
it is. That's why his brain explodes.
Yeah. I mean, it's there's some sparks in all that, yeah.
And this, like I said when the movie ended, that scene I remember when we watched this the first time being like, what the fuck is this movie? But we said that an hour earlier this time around.
I'm sure we also said it an hour earlier. When we
I don't
were
know.
watching
I
it.
feel like they had cut so much out of that version we watched that we were like, well, this is a weird thing. And then they got to that and it's like, no, this is a really weird thing. But there are plenty of weird things that happen before we get to this scene. It paints, it makes it so that you get to this and you're like, yeah, all right, this probably is how it would go.
Yeah.
Brain in a pan, yeah.
Yep.
So,
But yeah, so first and foremost, I think we said earlier that we're retroactively giving this a Stargrove. I assume that song was in the original version, but we had not.
the Gore cut gets a star.
We had not established that perhaps as an ancillary award at the time.
Right.
Though I do believe we determined it was post Never Too Young to Die.
2 episodes
It was,
after.
Yeah,
but
2 episodes later.
We may not have been paying attention.
We
to
might
that.
not
I
have
don't
been
know.
like, oh, hey, we need
Maybe
to be
we
on
did
the
give it a
lookout for
Stargrove. I don't know.
Who knows?
It's not on the chart.
Okay.
I looked at
we
the
have
chart.
Stargroves on the chart.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
Us.
Nice. But yeah,
We should make that information publicly available to people one day.
Sure, one day.
Yeah.
Season 3.
Yeah.
Stretch goal.
Right.
If we make it to 1,000 episodes, we'll do that.
I mean, I can go. I don't know if anyone else is dying to give their rating.
I would like to hear yours.
Okay. I am giving a revised rating of 4 jocks.
Okay.
Here's my problem here, because I kind of fucking love this version.
Here's my problem.
But here's my problem. the kills are too front loaded. I mean, all of your like people you really. I mean,
Sure.
Yeah.
you want Bernie to die because he has a hand in this, but he's not the direct cause. I mean, it's just like he's an evil scientist who
He murders.
he
Paul
does
Walker.
basically murder Paul Walker, but he doesn't set him up into that position.
No.
I mean, you immediately.
He's just an opportunist.
Yeah, he's an opportunist, and he's still evil, but it's like you're front loading like Billy Killy and all that stuff like way too early, and honestly, like the third, like I am so on board with this movie until it gets to the third act.
Okay.
Like it is, like I just feel like something breaks in the pacing. Like I actually feel like they probably filmed like that barn scene first, perhaps.
Yeah.
Like the surrendering and everything, because it's just like I just don't feel like the cast was being cohesive like they were earlier. And I know it's a really weird thing to say about a movie that was basically made up on the fly because of an animatronic dinosaur. But like something was just off about from like that moment forward. Like I feel like that's all weird and just doesn't flow right. Like where I feel like the rest of the movie is like, this is going to be a crazy thing. I think I love this, and I'm going to be surprised that everybody else does, because like I'm getting 2 things from this. I get a serious like almost Joe Dante vibe, and I get a serious Hudson Hawk vibe off this movie. And
You just made Mackie change his rating.
I know.
5 bags
Well,
now.
so because I mean, you're constantly questioning like, who is this for? I feel like there is room for this like R-rated, be it from gore, violence, swearing, whatever market of like people who are still fucking goofy but are over 17. Like there's just something about that, and like this is me. I'm a 12-year-old trapped in a 42-year-old man's body.
Yeah.
Like it's just like there's still stuff like this that just makes me laugh, and that's why I fucking love Hudson Hawk and all these weird things like this, where it's just like they are this anomalous thing, and it's just like I'm so happy when they come along periodically.
The director did say that like he made the movie for people who like wacky movies like this. So literally we are the target audience.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just there's something about that last act from like I said, just something from like the cut to the whole barn thing, like from that moment forward into the weird like striptease thing. Like that's a clunky bad ending for a thing that was just like being really fun up until that point. I feel like I just feel like it's.
Well, how do you end your dinosaur movie when you...
The dinosaur's dead. What else?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if you need to directly ape something. Like you either do Frankenstein's monster thing, or like King Kong. I mean, it is just take one of these stories and do that. It's close.
How you end it is Paul Walker secretly had a twin brother. You ended on a super dumb thing like that.
That's also how they ended Furious 7.
Yeah,
Wow.
Tammy goes
Yes.
one way and
Yes.
the T-Rex goes the other. And it's the missing Tam formation.
You're not wrong, Chuck. You're not wrong.
Well played, sir.
Yeah, but I
we didn't know about that.
Like I said,
when we
I
first
will,
reviewed this.
for the most part, be a sucker for these like R-rated comedy juvenile things, just because they're so weird and they don't come along very often.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but that's Four Jocks.
Okay.
I think the quote-unquote gore cut really corrects the tone of this movie. I don't remember anything I said about it last time, but I gave it a bag, which means it just doesn't quite make the cut, and it just kind of annoyed me. And I think that's probably what annoyed me about it, is that the tone is so wrong. Like with all of the gore and stuff, this is a 3. I could see maybe, I could definitely see the Four Jocks rating. For me, it's a 3. But without it, it's kind of got to be a mess. And that had to be why I rated it like that. But I do agree that the ending is a little bit lackluster. Like, they could have done something. I think they should have just done something bizarre with it. Like, decided that, Paul Walker had a twin brother that had been sent to live with another uncle. Just give me 5 minutes of
Different
explaining
uncles.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Or 2.5 minutes of explaining that, and I think that's just the level of dumb. It maintains the level of dumb that this movie sets up. And also, don't kill your bad guy like 40 minutes into the movie.
Yeah. I mean, Billy goes out rough, but he needed to go out rough later.
No, he didn't get it that.
shit,
he just got his brain crushed.
We didn't even mention that the muscle dude, after he got stomped on the T-Rex.
Oh, right.
There is a scene later where Helga is trying to roll up his flattened body
Right.
to carry it inside, and eventually gives up because Bernie comes up and does something, and then she just drags the flat version
She
of him.
was initially going to roll it up into a ball.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like a sleeping.
Maybe she's gonna roll it up and smoke him.
But yeah.
Seems like something she would do.
I just say there are so many little flourishes in this movie like that that are just worth noting.
Yeah. So you landed on 3?
3 Jocks.
3 Jocks?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, and last thing, I don't want to keep monopolizing this, but in argument of they may have filmed the last scene towards the beginning of this, and why I might have that feeling is like, given the schedule they had, they were probably like, opening scene, closing scene, we'll figure out as much as we can in the middle. Honestly,
I don't doubt it.
yeah, I mean, it was like,
okay.
as long as we have a resolution,
Yeah.
and this, like, I feel like the brain in the pan striptease thing was a super afterthought, because
Sure.
it's what, you can do that after we don't have access to the dinosaur.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was like, we need to set up, probably the Bernie scene was filmed first, the opening scene with him, because it required the dinosaur,
Right.
and the whole fight in the school was like after the fact too, but it was probably that scene and the barn scene were like the first 2 things filmed.
Probably.
And they were like, well, as much time as we have, we'll fill out the
We'll
middle.
just do whatever else we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
They only had like 2 weeks of having that dinosaur, so they really had to book it, and the rest of it I think they had to be done in a month. I don't know. I couldn't make a better movie in a month.
Word.
I don't know, give me an animatronic T-Rex and we'll see what I can do.
Well, there's sort of one down at the
Anyone
not
get the
too far.
Goonie Golf one?
Yeah, get the Goonie Golf big orange dinosaur.
I think that's made of plaster. Like,
Yeah,
We'll figure it
It
out.
only weighs like 8,000.
We'll correct it in post.
We'll shoot around it. We'll shoot around it.
wrap it in
It'll
green
be
screen
fine.
cloth.
Its eyes blink.
Yeah. And it's like arm moves or something like
Sure.
that, so you're good.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Mackie, what do you think?
I'm going 5 Jocks. Okay. I haven't laughed this hard in a long time. And a lot of it is stuff that's intentionally there in the movie. Like her rolling up the henchman, just
Yeah.
That couldn't have been in the first
just
cut.
him
No way.
Yeah, but just him picking out his teeth, like just all of that stuff
Yeah.
I just found hilarious. And I almost got like the vibe I was getting was almost like Reanimator,
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
yeah.
where it's very much like that's the one I was most thinking of, and I'm like,
Sure.
okay, this is what they're thinking.
Frankenhooker. I mean, all these things where it's like this is a super juvenile plot, but it's going to be a hard
Gory
R.
as shit.
Yeah. I mean, it's like adding all that gore immediately fixed this movie. Mm-hmm. Because I mean, I think what you said, I gave it 3 jocks last time. Yeah. So I must have been enjoying some stupidity about it in terms of what it was then, but that this like. Having all that in there the way it was clearly supposed to be in there works. And yeah, I'm not crazy about the ending stuff, but everything before that was so good that I have to go with a 5 for it.
You're not wrong. This movie is madness. It's goddamn madness. And you look at it and, you do ask that question, who is this for? And it's like, no, this is for the right people. Like the unaltered version of this is for the right people. And that is us and people who listen to this show.
And the altered version is the one that's for nobody.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that movie, you look at it and go, this is a weird premise. What the fuck were they thinking? I guess it's kind of goofy and entertaining, but what on earth? And then you look at this and you're like, wow, what on earth? It's gory and crazy, but then you find out more stuff about it and you're like, yeah, they just were like, hey, we've got to... This is the best, like, we have access to an animatronic dinosaur for 2 weeks and let's make a movie... thing that could possibly be made. Like, you couldn't make one better than this. You couldn't do it. Just the little bits of just like, well, it was probably a meteor, Dad. Anyway, gotta go. And it's just nonsense. Just pure nonsense from the get-go. But the nonsense is entertaining as hell. And that's what... It's not just like, oh, you guys suck. You don't know how to make a movie. It's like, no, you know how to make a movie. You just didn't have enough time to flesh it out. But the stuff you came up with on the fly all works somehow. And that's incredible.
Yeah, it's like multiple people are in different types of movies.
Yes.
In the same movie. Like I feel like the sheriff is in a different movie from everybody else, or at least thinks he is.
Oh, he's making a sequel. Well, no, the sheriffs, I was going to say, are making a sequel to Gator over here.
The 2 sheriffs are doing whatever the fuck they're doing. Like Denise Richards is in a completely different thing from everyone else.
Yeah, I think they gave everyone like a 1-sentence character motivation, and it was just like, stick to that.
Yeah, and it's almost like they had no direction to actually do anything that they're supposed to be doing. Yeah, it's incredible.
It is. It's amazing.
It is.
And just the thrill of like seeing a tweet one day and it'd be like, there's an unrated cut of Tammy and the T-Rex coming out to a festival. And I'm like, the hell? Like, what on earth? Like, no one's ever heard of this. Like, no one knew that there was any kind of like, well, you wouldn't believe the unrated version. It was just like, oh yeah, we found the original version of this. We're going to put it on Blu-ray. It's like, what?
I mean, I think little rumors had circulated because apparently, what did they say? Like, the Italian version of it was uncut? German? Is that what it was? Which is weird.
Yeah.
The German version was less cut.
Okay.
It still had some stuff cut out,
Yeah.
according to the internet.
Maybe there is an Italian one that was completely uncut, but I mean, I'm saying somewhere there was like mostly it existed in its original version.
It's just bonkers. Like the state of home media now, where we're getting this kind of thing, is just insane. It's just insane, and this movie's great. So,
okay, let's take a break, shall we?
Yeah.
Let's. Oh, it's so late.
In the interest of time, I have nothing.
I'll save it for next week.
If we would just want to do voicemails and...
That's fine
Yeah.
with me. Yeah. I mean, I really only watched like McMillions.
You watched it through to conclusion?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I want to have a discussion about it, but people haven't finished it or watched it.
Yeah, I got one more, so...
I'm not-
Oh, you haven't watched the finale
I
yet?
haven't watched the finale.
It's a pretty good cliffhanger at the end of the 5th one, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're all oddly good cliffhangers
Yeah.
for a
I
documentary.
feel like the only one that really got me was the one that ends in the car crash thing. So that was just because I mean it was like a no music ending.
Sure.
You know,
I was like, oh, that kid's
yeah,
dead.
Yeah. What happened here?
But yeah, by the end, they answer literally every question you have.
Just about cool. Not necessarily satisfactory, but yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing
Satisfactorily.
that I think I would have for second half is I finished Breaking Bad and watched El Camino.
I figured that's why you liked my review.
Yeah. El Camino was good, if unnecessary.
Yeah, it is.
I really liked the series where it ended, and then they decided to answer questions I didn't have.
It's like, hey, what happened to him? It's like, I don't need to know, but all right. Sure, I'll watch it.
Hey, we got to see Skinny Pete without a hat on.
Right.
And I was like, wait, that's your head?
He looks completely
Spoilers.
different with hair and not bald as I assumed he was. But
Yeah, the hat adds 10 hairs. Something. I don't know. Anyway. Oh, goodness.
Skinny Pete and Badger are great.
I feel like we need to make Mackie revisit Hudson Hawk.
I know.
Well, 500
Maybe.
episodes in, I just feel like what was that episode? Wasn't the attempted episode 8 or was it?
It was 7 or 8. I couldn't remember.
Because like we took
10.
Well, but I feel like we recorded it. For
Oh,
8.
no, 8.
yeah.
Sorry.
10 Hawk.
8.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah. Because like there was a whole weird thing like we tried to do some movie and we're like movie was boring and therefore the cast was boring and so we like swapped it out and like did something with the second half. I don't know. Like we used the second half for that because we actually talked about some good things or something.
Yeah, we used to shuffle things around so much back then.
Yeah.
Mackie gave Hudson Hawks jocks.
I give it a jocks.
You did.
One jock.
One
Well, I feel
Jocks.
like that was also retroactive.
That's true. Yeah, he didn't have the ratings yet.
Yeah.
It's like, that sounds like a jocks.
Yeah. I hated it. One jocks. Now it's like, no, I would not recommend this.
Yeah.
But let's do this. You said I have voicemails to queue up. And
Yes.
stuff?
Yeah, let me check the emails, see if there's something I need to read.
There are several emails.
There's some things to read.
Reading.
There was
Yeah.
a Patreon comment that's
God,
probably worth
There's all
reading.
sorts of shit on Patreon all of a sudden.
But yeah, I think I flagged everything that needs to be. Whoa,
Google, God
easy.
Damn it. Stop being shitty. If I'm signed in
Oh,
on
no.
one thing, like don't open,
Yeah.
go switch to a different one of your apps, and then it's like, no, now you're signed into someone else. Like, what the fuck?
The Scorpion King 2 didn't sell.
Even
Oh.
even worse, it was a Bike Week attendee. So all those dudes are assholes. What? I'm sorry.
What's
St.
happening?
John's, the St. John's County coronavirus
Yeah.
positive person
Yeah.
was a Bike Week attendee.
Ugh.
So it's some dickhead who has enough money to drive his Harley down from New York.
Fucking biker lawyer.
Yeah, I'm sure
Lawyer biker.
that might be a cool movie.
Wasn't that the story? The guy in Westchester or whatever? Like,
Westchester.
one lawyer gave it, like, all
Yes.
the people or whatever?
That's why New Rochelle is under
Yeah,
quarantine.
New Rochelle,
because,
that's what
like,
it is,
yeah, this one dude
why
went
did
to,
he-
like,
What the fuck
I
is
thought I
New
heard
Rochelle?
It's New York.
it's a suburb of New York.
Oh,
basically.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, he went to, like, church and then went to a funeral and then went back to church and suddenly, like,
Yeah, like
everyone got
they
it.
called out the National Guard and, like, cordoned off, like, a 1 mile area
Yeah.
because it was like,
They're like, hey, don't
Wow.
come here.
holy fuck, what the hell's going on here?
Yeah.
Just some asshole I object to.
What was that Amazon order, Chuck?
Oh, it's a movie for
A movie,
extra.
okay.
Yeah.
An extra movie.
Yep.
Have you screened any of these? They just all show as unread. Like, have you listened to any of these?
I'd never listened to them. I just
okay.
kind of scan them and make sure they're
Well,
not
because like we
"Fuck
got
you,
ones
dicks."
going back to like December. I didn't know like if we're just pulling these recent
Oh
ones. I
no,
was
yeah,
assuming.
just do the
recent
recent
ones.
ones.
Okay.
Should just be 3, I think.
It is 3.
Okay, cool.
And you thought correctly. Let's do this.
Yeah.
All right, welcome back.
Hey, BMFcast!
Hey.
This is the 500th second half.
Yeah.
Well, it's the first second half of season 2.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the
Motherfuckers.
500th one we've done, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, all those
season
things.
2, episode 1, half 2.
Yeah. So as per usual, I don't think we have anything that's like pressing that we need to talk about movie wise.
Nah.
So we're just gonna kind of
Save it for next
We're
week.
gonna do some correspondence thing. We tend to do this on like we either talk about ourselves and everything that we've done or things like that, or we listen to you.
We haven't had a good batch of correspondence in a while.
Yeah,
so.
we asked and you gave.
We need
Yeah.
the praise.
Now we have a hot batch.
Yeah, we have a hot batch. Do we want to? What's the order? We want to do a voicemail, then swap to an email. And,
Sure.
Okay. All right. Let's play the first voicemail.
Okay.
Hey, Bamfcast, it's the Diabolical Birdie, wanting to congratulate you on 500 awesome episodes. Well, it's like 40 awesome episodes and, the rest of the math. But anyways, no, you guys have been great. I look forward to you guys every week, and twice now that I'm a Patreon member as well. Multiple times because it's worth the money. Anyways, I wanted to leave you guys with a congratulatory haiku or two. So here we go. Hitting 500, powered by infinite jocks, crash and burn always. My week's not complete. Then jocks and bags are given. That's all the world needs. Congratulations, fellas. Crash and burn. Birdie out.
Were those snaps at the end?
From
Yeah, of course
my
it is.
Sober cell phone communication center.
Okay.
I
Thank
mean,
you. And
they're self-snapping there, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
yeah, you're allowed to snap your own.
Yeah.
I mean, look, you write
Yeah.
us 2 haikus. You can
Snap yourself.
Also, big congrats on the sobriety, brother. Well done.
Amen.
Thanks, Birdie.
Yes. It's very nice.
All right, I got one from Rich in Pittsburgh.
Rich.
Who says,
Rich.
"Hey y'all,
Hey.
just wanted to write and congratulate you on 500 episodes. I remember first listening to you when I went on a road trip with my wife a year or so before we got married, sometime in 2010, and going through my kid's birth, and now I have an 8-year-old. Y'all were in my ear while I changed him, took him to school, and dealt with the craziness of this world the last few years. So I'm saying, while the funny has always been there, the fact that you 4 have been part of my life, if even through this pod, doesn't get lost on me. Y'all rock. Keep watching these movies, and I'll keep listening. I love you all, 5,000 jocks." There, I said it. Rich in Pittsburgh, except for my overly sentimental work computer that still doesn't understand how the 3 shells work.
Nice. Rich is a big fan. We're a big fan of Rich.
Yeah.
It's very rich of you, Rich.
And if you're rich, head on over to patreon.com. Sorry, it just had to be done.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
I believe Rich already does. If you're the generic Rich.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. The royal.
Yeah, the royal Rich. Yeah.
Sure. Right.
Prince William.
How about a voicemail?
Yeah, please.
okay.
Save us.
Hey guys, it's Pierre, long time, no time from a long time listener, sometimes emailer, and somewhat regular Patreon. Congrats on 500. Here's to 500 more. Fantastically shitty or shittily fantastic movies. And keep up the great work. Take it easy, guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Thanks,
right.
Pierre. We are lucky
Fair.
to have you.
Simple, sweet, to the point.
Yes.
I like
Thanks
it.
for giving us money.
We
Yeah.
would cast 500 times, and we would cast 500 more. Just to be the pod that cast 1,000 times.
No,
to land in your
that Rich
Apple Store.
loves 5,000 jocks. Yeah. Got to work that in.
All right, this one's from Seth, sent through the Patreon.
Oh.
So, once again, thanks for being a patron, Seth.
Yeah. Thanks for your money, Seth.
We love you and your money. Seth says, whoa, hey, phone. Seth says, 500, that's incredible. You guys continue to amaze me with your selections, random discussions, and banter. Keep up the good work, and we'll keep loving all you do. I wish someone would have told me how hot it already is in Orlando, though. I'm here helping some research lab do God knows what to some poor animals. Oh, well, have a great day. Shockma!
Was that the end of the email? Just
Yes.
like shock, but
dot, dot, dot.
interrupted the email.
It didn't feel right to say Shockma.
Sure. Well, I didn't know if that was a sign off or it was like Shockma interrupted the email.
I think
it was
Shockma-
Shockmas Interruptus.
I- yeah.
Yes.
May I gaze upon this email? Nice.
Yes,
Nicely
it
done.
works even in print.
Man.
Shakma.
Fuck your door.
Yeah, it's already summer in Florida.
It is. It was 85 goddamn degrees today.
Yep.
Fuck off.
It was 45 3 days ago.
Yeah. My sinuses hate me.
How about
One
a
weird trick.
voicemail?
Yeah, you want another one?
Yes.
Okay.
Because we just had a written thing. Now we do an audio thing.
Right. Well, hold on to your butts because I think your joke's about to get retold.
Oh, no.
Hey, BMFcast. It's Steve Blackbird. Just wanted to give a little squawk and such. I just want to call in and congratulate you guys on 500 episodes. That's really it's a landmark achievement for all you. And I know it's much appreciated by me and everyone else who listens to the show. I was originally planning on calling in, doing a dumb parody of the Proclaimers' I Would Walk 500 Miles, but I recently found out that my campus is now shutting down due to coronavirus concerns, and there's a possibility that I might have to upend my life at school for the rest of the semester. So things are dour, but it's the little things like knowing I get to listen to an episode or two of the BMFcast each week that it makes these scary times a lot easier for me, and I know it does for other people as well. So I just want to thank you guys for all you do, the hours of entertainment you've brought to all of us over the years, from the bottom of my heart. So keep what you're doing best, robot joxing and such, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Hold your loved ones dear. Watch some bad movies.
All right.
Thanks,
Aw,
Steve.
we love you too, Steve.
Steve
Yeah.
was literally a child when we started
Yeah.
this podcast. Well, when you guys started this podcast.
Yeah.
And he is still literally a child.
Sure. It's, man.
He's in college now.
I wanna
He's
point out
grown up with the BAMFcast.
Yeah.
How fucked up is that?
I want to point out that the transcription for that one begins with "Hey, Bamboo."
Oh, man. Oh, that's
Hey, boo.
That's a very terms of endearment term for us.
Hey, Bamboo.
Hey, bamboo.
Hey, Bamboo.
You're my bamboo.
I hope that we get to continue podcasting throughout the coronavirus outbreak. We will find a way.
I believe we will be fine.
Well,
We're in the right age bracket, at least.
I believe we will be
we're,
fine.
We're in the survival bracket.
right.
Yes.
However, I mean,
At the very least, we will be
knows?
able to put out some content for you to enjoy
Yeah.
while whatever the fuck happens.
we'll figure it
And
out.
honestly,
I
if
will
something gets
podcast
completely
myself.
fucked, we can Skype. I mean,
Sure.
we would do that.
I think we would.
I think we all have a good connection at this point. So
do.
we
Yeah.
technically
We
would
actually
be able
do.
to
Finally do,
it.
yeah.
I
We'd
think we all
find a
have
way
decent enough
when we're-
microphones too.
We
do it
might
in the
find
house.
that we never need to come here again.
No, I need to come here.
I know.
Thank Christ.
I need to get out of my house.
What the- Wow, dude.
I don't know.
I
What?
can't believe that.
I'm really sick of seeing this fucker. This is season 2, man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I love you, man.
But yeah, we know
We have to
there's
introduce some new characters. Fucking Kramer over
I mean,
here.
come on. Like, yeah. There's got to be some drama.
it's a very different world now than when we started doing the podcast.
My
And
God, is
we're
Unbelievable.
glad it's put some stability in for some people. Because I know we try beyond measure to not cancel episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we've
been-
only had to cancel a few episodes, I think.
And they have been for catastrophic reasons.
Yeah.
At a time when all our dicks fell off.
That was a rough patch.
Yeah, that hurt. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
That was a bad day.
real bad day.
I mean, we got him put back on again. That was good.
Yeah.
Medical science is amazing.
Hopefully we all got our own back on instead of like they
think
all
so.
fell off and went to a pile. And it was
No,
like, is
it's
that
just-
yours? I don't know.
Put mine on upside down. All curvy down.
See, this is what happens, man. This is why children shouldn't listen to this.
Yeah, mine just hasn't been quite right since. and
Okay, well.
I'm starting to wonder.
Okay.
Yeah, mine's been mostly left.
You should have had him like tweak it a few degrees before they
Yeah.
staple it back
mine's
on.
a little off a plum.
All right.
My God.
My plums are a little off, actually.
My plums.
Next one's up from Nathaniel, who says 500. Well, only if you don't count all the side pods. Hey, casters, 500 episodes, quite the achievement. Despite being a loyal listener for longer than I care to think about, the Iron Sky episode was my first. I have never taken the time to write in. Apologies in advance if this gets a little sappy. I freaking love you guys. This podcast and the familiar banter of you four is a bright spot in my week. It would be accurate at times to say that the BAMFcast is my happy place. Due to the world being kind of shit right now, I'm in the middle of re-listening to the podcast from the beginning.
Oh, God.
Currently on 167, so not quite the middle. I don't need this to be read on the podcast. Just felt I should take the time to say thanks. Guess what? Too late. Shouldn't have sent it.
Got him.
Keep on for as long as you feel the will to sort the jocks from the knots. Hope to see the live stream if life allows. Nathaniel or Nate, never Nathan Miller. Sent by some archaic device nobody has thought about in 20 years.
An AOL mobile communicator.
This podcast, huh?
He actually says,
right.
P.S. Just realized I never sent this, so sorry it's so late. Guess what? You made it in time, buddy.
Good job, buddy.
Man, you get to
We record on Wednesdays, usually.
what's great is you get to experience us growing up and realizing things we used to say and joke about are not
Yeah.
cool anymore. So
We're better than we used to be, but
Yeah.
only just.
Yeah, I guess that angers some people who like to leave iTunes reviews, but you know,
Fuck 'em.
Well, you know what? Things change.
iTunes
People
reviews,
change.
yeah.
Hairstyles change.
Yeah.
It's just rates fluctuate.
1-star reviews are the realm of the coward.
And we don't give a fuck.
I believe I called
iTunes
it, I called it the coward's retort.
Yeah, it's the iTunes 1-star reviews are the coward's protest
yeah.
because they're all like, "Don't you put your politics, just talk about the movies." It's like,
Sorry, everything is politics. Also,
Yeah.
you suck.
yeah,
I mean, it's not like we're doing a politics cast. There was
No.
so many more things we could say.
One or two
But-
things slip in every once in a
Yeah.
while.
When they're relevant. When
When-
something's
yeah.
like, hey, that guy's a
We-
slice of
we-
fuck. Reminds me of someone I know.
Yeah.
Huh? Eh.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I follow Joseph Kahn on Twitter, and God, I fucking hate some of the shit he says.
He says some
just absolutely fucking hate it,
He
and
says
I
some
just want to run in and
garbage.
be like, dude, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
He does say some trash.
But you know what? Detention and Torque are still fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Still haven't watched
So
Body,
that
have
doesn't
you?
mean I go watch. I don't go on. I can't even find where Detention is anymore. But 1 star because Joseph Kahn doesn't agree with my politics.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've only brought up certain quote unquote sensitive topics because it was like the week before we were like, man, Kevin Spacey's in a really lot of good movies, man. Like, and it's like next week it's like, no, Kevin Spacey's fucking terrible.
Yeah, no,
and it was
fuck
like,
Kevin Spacey.
and it was just like, oh shit, like it just. How many times has this happened in a row? Where it was just like we'd mentioned something like, "Man, there's just not enough movies with this person." It's been a long time since I've seen a good one with them, and it's just like,
and it's like,
next,
oh no,
next second it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, they get
Yeah.
milkshake duck.
yeah, just James Woods is a shit.
Well, yeah. I don't think we ever were like, man, we need more James Woods movies.
Well, we'd seen a few.
Had we?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
He was in Cop Game.
Cop Game.
Sure.
Yeah.
Which one's Cop Game? Is that an extra movie? Or a...
Endgame. Sorry, that's a Cuba Gooding
Avengers
June
Endgame?
movie.
Oh, he was in. Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's it's like a shot with a camcorder. Burt Reynolds was in it.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, that's the only time we've like directly waded into a quote unquote controversial topic.
Sure.
If there's a little splash here and there,
Yeah.
these things happen.
If you
Like,
get some on you,
yeah.
you should have worn your plastic.
We warned you 500 episodes ago to.
Yeah, if you're listening to this,
Gallagher up.
you're in the splash zone.
Well, and you think about like talking about stuff that's like, oh wow, they'd never get away with doing that in a movie today. Like that's the thing is like you're watching a movie with today's eyes, even
Right.
if it came out in the 70s or 80s or whatever.
Sure.
It's okay to talk about that stuff. It's
worth
not like
discussing.
it's not like it was of the time, so you don't get to mention that
Yeah.
stuff. It's like no, if a character exists just to be a token character, we're going to point it out because that makes sense to talk about.
I mean, if it makes you, I don't know, whatever I typed in a Google thing and I'm a libertarian, people happy, then like my actual thought is like, just okay as a relevant today's news thing, but he's stepping down, so I don't know why he's making announcements. But Disney was basically like, we are never ever putting Song of the South on Disney Plus. Part of me is like, I get it, but also if you're going to put fucking Dumbo and stuff on there, just do it with the disclaimer and be like, look, we know, but like it's like
Well, you don't have to be sarcastic like, we know.
like it's no, I don't mean it like sarcastic.
Just
It's just
fucking-
like we fucking have heard it for 50 years. We understand what we're doing, but it is part of our history.
They did it with the Disney Treasures tins, like the World War II stuff.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like just put it on there, bury it in some section where it's not on the front page, and just be like, it's there if you want to see it. Just to stop piracy or making old DVD copies or whatever.
Yeah,
the fuck.
like make it so only if you specifically search for it, you can find it.
Yeah. I mean,
Otherwise, it's
And
not
put the
there.
Warner Brothers disclaimer
but that's
on there.
more.
Just-
That is more of the film historian in me. Like it's like I don't want them to go out and burn copies of Birth of a Nation because it's fucking about the KKK. It's like if it is a cinematic achievement, look at it as such, and then go, yeah, well, D.W. Griffin's a fucking fuckhead. So, but also like he made a movie, and it's the first quote unquote epic
and modern techniques,
right?
From it.
It sucks, and it's like they were shitheads back then, but like you can still learn from them. Like there are things to be learned in Nazi propaganda things. Like it's like from a film standpoint, not learning. Like
I understand.
There are things to like in just from a film historical perspective. It's like watch it all, consume it, and then like that's what I've always said. Like if you believe something, being shown an opposing view, if you believe it strong enough, shouldn't have an effect on it.
No.
Like that's if you're questioning your beliefs, if you're like, I can't possibly see this. So there you go. There's your happy flip side. I'm not all like make everything perfect and happy. I just believe in like making up your own mind.
Yeah, I think we have just done what we all would do in terms of like, well, that person's a shithead. I don't want to see them in a movie, and it's just like, let's not watch that movie.
Yeah, it's not like you go
I'm
out
not
and
saying
burn all the
it.
copies. Yes,
Just I don't want to watch The Usual Suspects right now.
Yeah, and sorry if it makes us social justice warriors that we don't want to watch movies with rape in them. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like that's a keyword that we if it shows up in the keywords, we're like, there's 99% chance that we're not going to do this one.
It is uncomfortable to sit in a room with your best friends in silence.
Whoa.
With good friends,
people you hang out
fairly
with once a
people
week.
that you know, and in the dark watching a movie, and then have to sit through someone getting raped.
Yeah.
There's no entertainment value
and when
in it.
that does come up, we have to be like, like one of us will always say something just because we're like, this can end now.
Yes.
It's
just not fun for four people sitting together in a room.
And the jokes just stop,
Sure.
obviously.
It's
aside
not fun.
from, all right, we get it.
Yeah.
Move on.
Yes.
Please, movie. We understand bad thing happening. Like we get the process.
You
here.
could really imply it, and it does the same exact thing.
Yeah.
The same motivation. So but that's our thing.
The flip side token is look at the Deathstalker episode. Like, that was such a weird thing because it was like, here's this horrific thing that is just normalized in this weird world. And it was just like...
Well, because it was used like currency.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, mostly people are nonplussed by it.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, it's Tuesday.
Well, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were more commenting on it like, this movie has a weird...
like
a weird currency system.
An abnormal level of this.
Yeah.
And to the point that it's just like, I don't even know anymore. Like, all
But
I can do
also-
is laugh because it's just like, what the fuck?
We learned from that. We were like, I don't want to watch a movie that's nonstop that. I mean,
sure.
that movie was kind of fun, but is it worth
But
it?
yes, that's my side soapbox rant. I'm like I said, I'm for making your own decisions.
I think-
I never want to impose anything on anybody, but
I think of all the quote-unquote stands we've taken in terms of content and or performers, I think we're still doing fine in terms of what we watch.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't think we've been like, oh, no, there's no more good movies because we canceled everybody. That's not true. We watch a ton of garbage, and our shelves are fucking exploding with things that we have coming up. So
Yeah, and people that think that we don't celebrate boobs and explosions and guns and all that. It's like,
Oh, boy, do
listen
I
to-
celebrate
Yeah,
boobs.
listen to any
You should see my
Sedaris
search
episode,
history.
any of the Sedaris movies, even the ones we don't like. We're still like, yeah,
that movie, that lady got naked a lot.
Yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. So anyway.
yeah, even if it's Donna.
Sure.
Donna's lovely. Stop being
Sometimes
so mean,
it-
Donna.
Wait, Donna's leathery. What, is
Sometimes
that
a
what you said?
sometimes a naked leather couch is better than just a regular ass couch.
Ooh, an ass couch.
Oh man.
I'd sleep on an ass couch.
Sometimes you want an ass couch.
Is that the little thing you like where?
Yeah.
No, that's an ass cot.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
you
That's
sleep
when
in
you're really
those.
poor. You have an
Yeah,
ass couch.
sleep in an ass couch.
You can't afford an ass
I mean,
couch.
I once slept on an ass futon.
Those are convenient because you can also use them
Yeah.
as an ass couch.
They're real easy to pull out.
Oh man.
I was trying to stop laughing to make that joke.
Should we
Oh,
play
man.
Moon Pierce
More-
email?
How about,
Oh,
how
right.
about
Yes.
more correspondence? More respondents.
Let's follow that
I
up
think
with
this
Moon's
is the
email.
last one we got.
Okay.
Speaking of asses, Moon.
Do we have any more voicemails?
Not Moon is an ass.
This
I'm
is
just
the last
saying
one.
This
the
is the
act
last-
whatever.
I understand.
Yeah.
Showing of the butt.
Do we have any more voicemails?
No.
No.
Yeah, Moon emailed an MP3.
Oh.
So we do.
You did not
we got
prepare
it.
me for this.
I
Hold
was
on.
well.
We were not prepared for it either.
bantering some more.
So. Blah 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 blah.
Blah blah butts.
So you got an ass couch.
Blah blah butt stuff. What?
Technically, I'm a social justice wizard.
Right. I've always said I'm a social justice admin assistant.
Yeah.
Just kind of there to help out.
Yeah.
Not really on the front lines, but if you need some paperwork,
Yeah.
I'll fill it out for you.
I'm a support class, whatever it is. Maybe social justice healer.
Are we sure this is here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It used to be a social
it's
justice.
just I thought it was like the way he was talking. It was like that. It just would be just now showing up.
In the early 2000s, the band that I was in played a Dennis Kucinich rally at the IBEW in Gainesville, Florida. So I guess I, at one point, was a social justice bard.
Holy shit. That was a sentence of information.
Right?
Wow.
You remember Dennis Kucinich?
I do.
Nobody else
Yeah.
does.
You just dropped a lot of lore.
Right.
That's a world building right
Yeah.
there, my friend.
Yeah.
I'm
Our
gonna-
Wikipedia page
I'm
just
gonna have to
doubled.
roll to see if I can stay awake for that.
It was a great show, actually. Food was good. It was a rally. You know, they had food stuff.
Oh, they had rallies?
Yeah, yeah, they did.
All right, play that shit.
Did people make sure it was okay? They were checkers.
Yes.
Oh, shit.
Hey motherfuckers, so I decided I was going to send a voicemail in this way because anytime I leave a voicemail with Garfield, he just fucks up my voice and I can barely understand it myself. Fuck knows how you guys do. Who knows? So, yeah. The other day, last episode, you guys reviewed a quote-unquote knockoff. And that got me thinking back to, I think it was a couple of months ago maybe, when you guys reviewed a different knockoff. It was the Predator / Alien / 5 other movies one. And me being me, I Oh yeah, I should probably say this is Moon, by the way.
We know.
I went into a strange thing with my brain where I literally lost sleep over the fact that, oh, I wonder if they could do a theme month with all the knockoff movies. So, yeah, the lack of sleep wasn't your fault. That's just me being me. But yeah, I did come up with some suggestions. Number 1, Mime July, Mimictober, Forgery and Fakeuary. Problem is, that's February, and that's kind of already taken. Decemulate. December emulate. See? Good one. And my personal favorite, April. Because it's aping other movies. Get it?
Sold. 100%
See, I'm
sold.
funny, aren't I? You should be
Yes.
laughing at this point. If you're not laughing, I'm going to be mad. But I guess all that lost sleep and shit is pointless now because the show doesn't exist anymore and my depression has caused me to not send this in time. So I guess happy episode 500 or whatever to the stupid fucking inbox. Whatever. Crash and burn email account because, you know, nobody's ever coming back.
Oh my god.
Moon, we love you so much.
Can we make April happen this year? Like,
Yeah, sure. I don't see why not.
Well, you didn't actually
Oh,
suggest any
Chuck had a
knockoff
plan,
movies.
didn't he?
Uh-oh.
I
Season
can tell Chuck had a plan.
Okay,
we can
well,
mix it up. It's season
he's-
2. Anything, fuck it up. Fucking wreck it.
Yeah.
Fucking change it.
All right.
Fuck.
I gotta admit, it's been a while since we had a theme month.
February.
Well, that doesn't even. No, that doesn't even count anymore. That's just like
Whoa.
no. That's
Oh,
not a
so you're
theme
gonna
month.
Whoa.
you're gonna
No,
take theme months away
That's a
from
tradition.
Black Okay,
That's a tradition.
fair.
Tradition.
Yes.
Okay. That's also an excuse terrible people use for certain things, too. So
Yeah.
that's tradition.
Maybe we'll get that listener back now that Mackey's a racist.
It's heritage.
Right.
Yeah.
Tradition. We'll talk about it.
Okay.
Okay.
It's not set in stone. Nothing's set in stone.
But thank you, man.
Next week is set in stone.
I really liked Forgery.
Yeah, Forgery.
That's just really good. I
That's-
mean, like, I feel like that could be January, too, though. Like,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's-
either or. But it starts with an F, so
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. April is just the
pretty good, yeah.
bee's knees.
For
That's
July.
for July. Yeah.
It's pretty good too.
What was he got? Another one? Mimic.
Meme.
Oh,
Oh, those are the internet. It's a little, like, impact font.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
yeah.
are the
Meme.
jokey
Yeah,
things.
I like those things.
Yeah.
No,
Meme.
we need to bring back some more really truly stupid ones.
Okay.
Like
That's
Triple Rex 2 State of the Union is. I
Yeah.
had forgotten that, and now it is.
Actually, to be fair, when we watched Tammy and the T-Rex, that was just Triple Rex. Because then we later did Triple Rex 2 State of the Union. After we watched Triple X 2 State of the Union, we then did
led into
a
the
trio
Triple Rex,
of
yeah.
fucking dinosaur movies.
But there's
'cause-
a third Triple X movie now.
yeah.
Which
Did you
we
guys
should.
do it on
Triple
Extra
Rex
yet?
3, The
Which-
Return of
Xander Cage.
Xander Cage.
We.
Did you do that on Extra?
well. Let's
No.
let's not
No.
let's not.
Am I the only one that still watched that?
I've seen it.
Oh, it's fucking great.
It's all right.
I don't know what happened to Chuck.
I need to watch it. I know it's on your Plex.
I mean, I've got a 4K copy at iTunes, legit. So
Oh, shit.
I'm just saying we could do this right.
I'll just have to steal your login. Oh, for the show. Okay.
I don't know. I
We'll
was
talk
good.
about it.
Yeah.
We'll talk about
Yeah,
it.
we'll
talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
Talk
We got
about it.
things.
Talk
We got
about it.
things.
Talk about it. BMFcast.
I'll look at the April schedule and see.
Was there a Patreon message that was important?
He read it.
Oh, that was
Yep.
included. Okay.
That was
Yeah, we're
the
done.
Shakma.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Message.
Gotcha.
Yeah, no, Moon wrapped us up.
Okay.
So, any closing thoughts on the first episode of season 2?
It's pretty good.
It stinks.
No, it's pretty good.
Oh,
I thought it was pretty good. I'll give it
stinks.
2 jocks.
I'd be curious to hear back from our re-listener, going back through everything.
Yeah, I'd like to hear about
I'm-
that adventure.
I'm curious if he's listening to the second halves or if it's all first half or what.
I can't listen to a single second of our podcasts, so
you and everyone else.
yeah. So it's.
There's been a few things I've re-listened to, but
I think I've re-listened to maybe one.
I will listen to our original Tammy and the T-Rex episode tomorrow, just
Probably
to be
get
like,
back to
us.
yeah, be like, okay, what did we say? Oh, we said all the same things. That's great.
And maybe I'll put the original version in one window and I was talking about it and see how we
Hit
sync
play.
up.
And, yeah.
See if it
This
syncs up.
is
like,
the unrated Gore
yeah,
cut.
you gotta wait for the third.
But
line. You have to wait for the third T-Rex roar for it to sync up.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad we rewatched this one.
Oh yeah,
I'm
this
glad
was
it worked
distinctly
out.
different.
Yeah.
This wasn't just watching Robot Jocks again.
Which I would not have complained about watching Robot Docs.
No.
again.
A dangerous proposition.
No, it's not.
It is. It is.
It's not.
It could have been.
No.
Someone could have been like, you know what? Maybe it's only a 4-Jocks movie.
That person would be kicked off the podcast. Just so you know.
Well,
Chuck.
that's what I'm saying. I didn't want strife. I just wanted.
You didn't want to get kicked off the podcast. Is
No,
what
no,
you're
no.
saying.
It's not what I was. I've seen
Okay.
Robot Jocks probably more recently than anyone else in this room.
Mm-hmm.
So
Speaking of, completely non-related except robots. Apparently, there's a place in Japan. I wouldn't recommend going there right now, but there's a place called the Robot Cafe or Robot Restaurant. It's
sort
sort
of
of
only
like
serve restaurants or robots.
no, it's basically sort of like medieval times, but with fucking neon Tokyo robot crazy shit.
Okay,
I
going.
want to go real bad.
patrons, we need more money.
Yeah, don't.
I want to go real bad. Like I mean,
Well, flights are probably
I hear
cheap
it's
right now,
super
right?
touristy, you know, but still, I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah,
I
who
don't
cares?
If I go to Japan, I want all the touristy shit.
I just
Yeah.
like go. You can look at pictures
Well-
of it online. I'm like, I fucking need to be there like now.
They have a Sailor Moon dinner thing, like a dinner theater Sailor Moon thing, and that's super stupid.
I don't want that.
No, but like if you're into that, you should definitely go to it.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel
wonder
the same way
how
about this
many
robot
people
thing.
have been kicked out of that place.
Probably
lot.
a fair amount, but
Yeah.
they have a lot of rules, like you can't have your phone out during the performance.
Can't bring your body pillow with you.
Cannot bring your body pillow. Yeah, you must.
That's good. That's a good call.
No katanas
Sure, no katanas.
or trilbies.
Are there a lot of katanas in Sailor Moon?
No, but there are a lot of katanas in fucking Weeb's katana collections.
Come on down
Also
to Weave's
not wrong.
Katana Collection. We got body pillows and katanas. That's all we do.
Well,
Katanas.
Katanas.
You gotta say katanas.
kataners.
We got all kinds of kataners.
Oh, the katana store.
Oh, Tawny Kataners?
Yes.
Tiny
Wrap it up.
Tanny
and the
Kataner.
T-Rex.
All right. End
Okay,
it.
that's it.
It's time to quarantine ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh man. Anyway, this has been like I am really glad. I've said this before. I think I said it on our last anniversary thing. Like, really glad we do this. Every episode is a gem, regardless of the movie or our review. Just getting to do it is a pleasure, and yeah, I can't wait for the rest of season 2. We got
Exciting things are going to happen this
so many
season.
things. 499 episodes left to go.
Yeah.
498 episodes left to go.
Until we're done forever.
Well, no, season 3.
I don't know.
I mean, we'll probably be dead by then. It took us 11 years to get to 500. So
Never going to stop.
Yeah. The third one's always bad, though.
2029. Let's see if we can make it.
Okay.
I can't believe 11 years. Like, that's just insane to me.
Yeah.
Completely insane.
I don't usually hold on to people for 11 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like I was
strange.
I was not even dating when we started doing this.
Wow.
Like at all?
No.
Like ever?
No,
Weird. We must have encouraged you to start.
Yeah.
I guess.
Oh my God, I have to stop hanging out with these should-be virgins.
I want to go see some of them titties they've been talking about.
Should be.
Should-be virgins.
I like that.
All right, then.
Some of us have accidentally, like, I'm pretty sure all of us have accidentally had sex.
Yeah. I mean, you trip
Fell into a
sometimes.
vagina.
Yeah.
These things happen.
There are desperate people out there.
Yeah. Just Dick Van Dyke. Wait, no, don't do that. I sure
They don't
did.
like that.
Sorry. I was more the act of tripping.
You just got that 1-star reviewer back on board.
Wow. That was yeah.
We're so sorry.
I just tripped over my words.
We're canceled.
Yeah.
Oh, we've been canceled for a long time.
All right.
Thank you to everyone out there in listener land
Yeah.
that allows us to do this, with a special nod to patrons who help us be able to financially be allowed to do this, because that's awesome. It takes a big burden off of all of us. So,
Yeah,
Thank you.
Paid for our air.
right,
Yes, we have circulated air and more light.
right.
Thank you.
Patreon.com/BMFcast if you want to be part of making the magic happen cheaper for us. So, also, if you've been here for 500 episodes, you know the rest of the contact information. So, if you missed singing our praises in one way, shape, or form, please be sure to do that via whichever communication device you prefer, and we'll listen to it next week.
It's true.
Cool. Well, let's get out of here, shall we?
Okie dokie.
I'm Harlow.
I'm Mackie.
I'm BJ.
I'm Chuck.
And this is BMFcast out. Bye, motherfuckers.
Yes. Goodbye.
Wanted to make sure to give it an aggressive one this week. Motherfuckers. Since it's the edgy new season of the BMFcast.
Yeah. It's like the dark metal chapter. At the end of the season, someone's going to die.
Spoiler. All of us.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, you're probably right.
Eventually.
Hope that joke makes it into the time capsule. Why did that podcast die? Oh, they all died.
Yeah, good night, everybody.
It's late.
Yeah, I gotta get out of here.
Let's get out of here. I'm Hardco.
I'm Slappy. I'm the Fleeb.
And I'm Chuck.
No, I think we just decided he was fuck.
Oh, that's right. He was fun.
And fuck. And I'm fuck.
Do you not remember the story of
There's
us
a
driving down to Orlando?
yeah, there's a big building. I guess it's the name of a company. It's Hardco.
I was like, I'm Hardco. I'm Slappy.
I made that joke to myself last time driving down. I was like, oh, I'm Hardco. I'm Slappy. Yes, and then I died.
All right.
All right, taking us offline. Bye. We gotta go and stuff. Wash your hands, and don't touch things like people.
Don't whiz on the electric fence.
Don't whiz on the electric fence. Don't take wooden nickels.
Don't touch things.
Yeah.
Don't go
Don't
to an
spit
NBA
into the
game.
wind
Don't tug on Superman's cape.
or drink out of his glass, which I'm doing.
Don't
Yeah.
pull the mask off the old Lone Ranger, and you don't
Mess around with
fuck
Jim.
around with
Jim? Slim?
Do.
Is it Slim? Because you fuck. Slim or Jim?
I
Slim
believe
Jim.
it's
Slapperdoodle Slim Jim.
starts with Jim and ends with Slim.
All right.
Yeah, because Slim stabs him in the pool hall, right?
But I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
I'm pretty sure how that.
Just
that's how
don't.
that
Just don't. Whatever you think about doing, don't.